Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this WYLN Sports Special presentation. Coming up at the top of the hour, it is the Lehigh Valley Health Network Game of the Week, week number 6, as the Warriors of Delaware Valley have traveled to Hazleton to take on the hometown Cougars of Hazleton area. You are looking live at a beautiful Friday night at Harmon Guys Stadium here in Hazleton, home of the Cougars. We are on the air a special half hour earlier than normal. We are going to hear from the Hazleton Area High School Marching Band to begin. And then coming up approximately at about 6:45, a special ceremony to honor the late coach of Hazleton football, Rich Matz, as they will dedicate the Fieldhouse in his name. And that ceremony will take place at about 6:45, and we'll have that covered for you when it begins after the band performance. I'm Marty Burns, joined as always by the coach, Joe DeMelfi. Jim Burns on the stats, and we have Mike Sosar on the sideline. And Joe, we've got teams going a little bit in the opposite directions. The Warriors come in 4-1, well-balanced. Coach Olsemer has developed quite a program up at Delaware Valley. Hazleton area losers of 3 in a row, including a 14-point loss last week to Wilkes-Barre area that wasn't as bad as the final score indicated, a much closer game in which the Wilkes-Barre area defense took over second half, and Hazleton area really couldn't get anything going offensively after having a 7-point halftime lead.
Yeah, I think the other thing, Marty, is you go back a couple of games to the Williamsport-Hazleton game when Hazleton had a good shot at winning that game. Couldn't get it into the end zone, in the red zone, but just couldn't take advantage of that. So the Cougars, while being young, showing some improvement. I know Coach Brennan probably frustrated with the year so far. He's playing a lot of young players in that, especially in the secondary. I think he has a couple of freshmen back there. Delaware Valley, definitely a formidable foe. They've been playing well since their early season loss, and I think one of the things in this situation before the band starts and talking about the game is don't let it get away from you. Coach Brennan has done a pretty good job of keeping the ball on the ground, try to keep it away from an offense that might be high-powered, and then have your defense keep you in the ball game. He can't afford a 14 or 21-point spread early because that's too good of a football team, meaning Delaware Valley.
And I would think the other thing, Joe, is you have to be flawless. You really can't afford turnovers, mistakes on special teams. You've got to have every aspect of your game tuned up and ready to go to play this Delaware Valley squad.
You know what, Marty? All of that plus maybe 1 or 2 lucky bounces. I mean, that's what you need to hang in there when you're developing a program and you're looking at a program that is developed in Delaware Valley.
As we mentioned, we are live here at Harmon Guys Stadium before the start of tonight's game between Delaware Valley and Hazleton area, part of the Lehigh Valley Health Network Game of the Week. We will hear from the Hazleton area marching band shortly, and that will be followed by a pregame ceremony to honor Rich Matz, in which they will name the Fieldhouse after him, and that ceremony will take place at about 6:45. I know we both got a chance to chat with former head coach at Hazleton area, Rocco Petrone, now principal at Hazleton area High School, before tonight's game. And, you could tell he was looking forward to tonight's ceremony. He was very close with Coach Matz, and I'm sure it's going to touch him as much as a lot of people in this from Hazleton High School and Hazleton area that got a chance to work and know Rich Matz.
I think as a coach, you never realize as you go through season after season how many lives you really touch. And that's the case with Coach Matz. He was a coach at Hazleton for a long time. I got to know him during that time. And the impact that you have on not only your football program, but as I said, the players involved.
And you hear so often, and I know you're part of that group, Joe, that so many former players that understood what coaches were telling them that maybe they didn't understand at 17 and 18 were part of the process of forming them into men. And I know a lot of people that played and or worked with Coach Matz. A lot of his former players ended up working for him as well. Respected what Coach Matz did and the message he brought.
And you know what, Marty, that's interesting because I've had phone calls where players say, Coach, something happened today reminded me of when I was at Wilkes or Bloomsburg or wherever, and I needed to call you and tell you that you were right 25 or 30 years ago.
And just waiting for the band to get set up. Looked like they were, one of the things, making sure that they got powered up for part of their performance. So just waiting for them to get set up and ready to go for their pregame performance. Talking with athletic director at Hazleton Area High School, Fred Barletta Jr., he told us the ceremony will not begin before 6:45, somewhere around there. Once the band concludes their pregame performance, they would begin tonight's ceremony. So we'll target somewhere around 6:45 for the beginning of the ceremony, but definitely looking forward to tonight's pregame performance by the Hazleton Area High School Marching Band as they get fans ready for tonight's third home game out of 5 in this 2019 season. I still can't believe we're in September, Joe, and we have reached the second half portion of the regular season.
Well, you know
schedule.
what? With the state playoffs, Marty, it pushes everything back. And when you start your season August 23rd, I mean, you get to the middle of October, you got 7 or 8 games in, and that's exactly where we are. And you're right. We're not even at the end of September, and here we are halfway through the season.
Still waiting the word from the marching band when they will begin their performance. As they look to be having some technical issues.
Marty, we look at this situation, the band getting ready to start. You know, you have to leave the field a little bit earlier as teams on these types of occasions. And it's a little bit of a change in your normal routine, so to speak. So I'm sure they're anxious for this thing to get started.
But inspiration.
We start the ball game.
And it looks like they are just about set as the remainder of the marching band marches on to Harmon Guy Stadium Field. Let's head to field level for the pregame performance. Here is the Hazleton Area High School Marching Cougars.
Creativity. The Hazleton Area Marching Cougars would like to thank the Hazleton Area School District Board of Education, Superintendent Mr. Brian T. Uplinger, Director of Curriculum, Schools Dr. Patrick Patty, High School Principal Mr. Rocco Petrone, all administration, faculty, and staff of the Hazleton Area School District. Barbara Harashak, Designs Unlimited, Trans Edge Truck Centers of Allentown, Moore and Associates, Hazleton Area Arts and Humanity Art Studio, and the Hazleton Area Band parents for their support. Seniors for the 2019-2020 Marching Cougars include Janelle Belushko, Caitlin Chartran, Denangeli Diaz, Haley Dudinyak, Matthew Hartz, Isabel Kislin, Jenna Kerpa, Hannah Kuntz, Madison Light, Shael Long, Ashley Magda, Ethan Mariano, Matthew Muse, Peyton Perchansky, Austin Pliska, Christian Potestio, Isabel Rodriguez, Destiny Rosario, Jenna Rosel, Andrew Rudenko, Tabitha Schwindeman, Ample Singh, and our drum major, Summer Whitley. Our drum major this year is Summer Whitley. Our other drum major is Tristan Harashak.
Drum major, is your
band
band ready? Now grab a brush and enter the creative process in the Marching Cougars 2019 Field Show in the making. Ladies and gentlemen, at
This time, would you please turn your attention to the 50-yard line? I'd like to introduce Mr. Fred Barletta, our athletic director, who will conduct the pregame ceremony.
Thank you, Mark. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Harmon Geist. Tonight, before we kick off the action, we have a special ceremony. Tonight we pause and we remember a man who spent 35 years here at Harmon Geist in so many capacities, as a player, an assistant coach, head coach, and even a couple of years in the broadcast booth. But more than anything else, like so many people, to me, Richie Matz was my friend. And for that, I will forever be grateful and a better person. Richie lost his battle to cancer earlier this year, and it saddened the entire community. Tonight, the Hazleton Area School District remembers Richie Matz and will forever memorializing him by dedicating the Fieldhouse complex in his honor. From tonight on, the place where the football team trains, practices, and the locker facilities will be known as the Richie Matz Fieldhouse. For that, we are extremely pleased, and tonight we will officially dedicate it as such. I would like to introduce a gentleman who served with Richie Matz as a player, an assistant coach, and when he was the head coach, he was mentored by Richie Matz. This young man, and all of his success, he was a second son. And so it is my honor to introduce the former head coach of the Hazleton Area Cougars and our principal, Mr. Rocco Petrone.
Good evening, Hazleton Area School District. A few months ago, our community lost a great man, a leader, a teacher, a coach, and a mentor. Richie Matz. He spent his entire career teaching and coaching in our district. Richie has a distinction of being the final head football coach for the Hazleton Mountaineers and the inaugural head football coach for our Hazleton Area Cougars. Now, Richie faced a daunting task. He had to unite a community of former 3 schools into one successful football program, and nobody could do it better than him. This gentleman was dedicated to his athletes. He taught his players, his assistant coaches, the meaning of family, loyalty, heart, pride, and desire. And he lived by those words. He treated us all as family, and that's why you see so many people standing at midfield this evening. Richie loved coaching, he loved teaching, but his passion was helping his student athletes further their education by helping them obtain literally hundreds of thousands of dollars to continue their academic and collegiate careers. He did this because he cared so much about his players, and they knew that. And they held him in high esteem and had a close relationship with Richie long after he coached them. As one of his assistants, I'm very fortunate to have learned a great deal from Richie and proud to call him my close friend. Tonight, along with his wife Emma, his children Nicole, Angela, and Richie, his sister Linda, his brother Angelo, his 4 grandchildren, his former players, our current Cougar team, many of his friends, we honor you, Richie. In your memory, your name will be forever inscribed in the Harmon Guy Stadium Fieldhouse, which is appropriately named the Richie Matz Fieldhouse. Emma, on behalf of Hazleton Area School District, we proudly present this prestigious honor in the memory of your husband, Richie Matz.
Not only was Richie Matz respected in this community, but in every community of every school that he played over his coaching career. And that is very evident here tonight when, at the request of Delaware Valley High School and head coach Keith Ulsimer, I was contacted and asked if they could make a presentation to Emma Matz to show their appreciation for Richie Matz. At this time, it is my pleasure to bring out the Delaware Valley Warrior captains and coaches to make this presentation. Joining us tonight is State Representative Tara Toohill. At this time, it's my pleasure to introduce her as she makes a presentation to the Matz family.
Thank you so much, Coach Barletta. It's an honor to be here with you this evening. Good evening, everyone that's here. Coach Matz, he was an icon in our community. He was a titan when it came to football and coaching. And I'm proud to be here on behalf of the state of Pennsylvania and the 116th Legislative District to honor him and honor his legacy. Your husband had an immeasurable effect on students at our school and on the youth that he coached. He impacted their lives in ways that we can't even put into words. And it's just so important that his name is going to be on this field house, because all of you standing on this field know about his legacy. You were able to work with him. You were able to see him coaching. But for the youth to come, your grandchildren, your grandfather, he was so important to this community, and he impacted the lives of so many people that even can't be here tonight. And so his name is going to stay on that building. And as you grow up, people are going to ask you about him, and you're going to be able to say that you knew him, and you're going to be able to hear stories from people in this community on how he impacted their lives. And children always in the Hazleton Area School District are going to hear of his legend and his work. So on behalf of the state of Pennsylvania, we want to congratulate you for this commemoration of his life and his love for football and the youth in our community. So this is for you on the behalf of the state of Pennsylvania, and I'm proud to be here with you this evening, Mrs. Matz.
Also tonight are three very special guests, three members of Luzerne County Council. These are not only members of the council, but worked with Richie Matz throughout his career. Rick Corelli was a quarterback. Chris Perry was the athletic director at both the Hazleton and Hazleton area Cougars. And Robert Schnee played for Richie Matz and also was on his staff as an assistant coach. The three members of the council, Robert Schnee, Chris Perry, and Rick Morelli.
The three of us are here for this proclamation tonight. Before we, there's four people that I'd like to thank that aren't here with us today. It would be Mrs. Matt Fox and Mrs. Fox, because Richie and Emma how to be people. And they transferred that on the ball field to kids that they touched every day and their family members. Emma and the whole family, that was Richie's treasure. And Emma, I know how much she treasured Richie. In football, I coached with Richie, as Mr. Barletta said. The first day after practice, he pulled me on the side and he told me, the kids that are well off to do, their parents have good jobs and stuff like that, they're all right. The kids in the middle class and the people that are poor, they're the kids that need us as coaches. We had 70 kids on the team that year. They all come from different backgrounds. Who has a father? Who doesn't have a father? Who has a mother? Who doesn't have a mother? Who doesn't have food on the table? That's what Richie Matz was about. It wasn't wins or losses. Yeah, everybody wants to win as a coach. It wasn't about wins or losses. It was about what he left the program, that you were a better person when you left this program after 4 years. That you were a better person, whether you went to college or you didn't go to college. That you were successful in life and that you were a better person after 4 years. That's what Richie Matz, he checked all the books as a coach, checked all the blocks. And I just want to say, for 50 years, I was honored to be a very good friend of his. And I'll read the proclamation. Whereas we are here today to pay honor to Richie Matz and celebrate the renaming of Harmon Guys Fieldhouse to Richie Matz Fieldhouse. And whereas Richie Matz, in addition to being a devoted husband, grandfather, and mentor, dedicated his life to the youth of the Hazleton area community. Whereas, as a teacher and coach, he taught his student athletes and the meaning of, and as Mr. Patron said, remember these words when you leave here tonight. Remember these words: family, loyalty, heart, pride, and dedication. He treated everyone as a member of his own family. Whereas Richie Matz was the distinction of being the last head football coach of the Hazleton Mountaineers and the first football coach of the Hazleton area Cougars, Coach Matz united a community as one school in 1992 while building a successful program. He will always be remembered for his dedication to getting his athletes literally hundreds of thousands of dollars in scholarships and to continue their athletic and academic careers at the collegiate level. Now, therefore, we, the Luzerne County Council, do hereby honor and applaud and congratulate Richie Matz and all the citizens to join with us as we extend our sincere appreciation for all the dedication service to the students, the community of Hazleton area. From this day forward, the Harmon Guys Fieldhouse will be known as Richie Matz Fieldhouse. Congratulations, Rich Matz, on the name of Rich Matz Fieldhouse. Going back to one thing with the family, Again, going back from where the person came from, Richie was always for the underdog. His house was always open. That's where most of the kids ate. He made sure they ate. He created a home in that field house. When a kid came here after school, maybe he didn't have family structure. Richie Matz taught him family structure. Thank you.
Before we hand this over to Emma and her family, I just want to say one thing. I'm here on behalf of County Council, but really I'm here on behalf of a former player. I am one of the former players that Coach Matz helped in many ways, on this field, off this field, after college, and beyond. And as Coach Patron mentioned before, and as you could see before us today, Coach Matz created a family. Coach Matz helped all of us in so many ways, whether you played football or not. And on behalf of all the players and on behalf of all the family, because of Coach Matz, for all of you, what you've done for us, I want to say thank you, Coach Matz. Thank you very much.
Now, finally, Richie Jr., Nicole, Angela, and Emma Matz, the immediate family of Coach Richie Matz.
Thank you, Mr. Barletta. I would like to take a moment to thank everyone who made this honor possible. The Hazleton Area Administration, the school directors, athletic director, Mr. Barletta, the high school principal, Mr. Patron, and the entire Cougar football family. Richie's positive impact on this community would never have been possible without the unwavering support and the endless dedication of his coaching staff, parents, and players throughout his entire tenure. Thank you to Coach Brennan and to Coach Olsemer for the support of both teams this evening, and good luck, boys.
At this time, we would ask everyone to please rise. The Hazleton Area Cougar Marching Band will now perform the Alma Mater, followed by the playing of the Star Spangled Banner.
is full of partners. Your health deserves a partner too.
You've seen university advertising. A student like me pitching you the same old ideas. But I'm not gonna do that.
Instead, I'm gonna tell you what you can do with a Penn State degree. You can help anyone. Go anywhere. Create! And with 20 campuses to choose from, you'll always feel at home.
Look, Penn State is amazing, but your best years are just beginning. Come find out for yourself.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this WILN Sports Special presentation of the Lehigh Valley Health Network Game of the Week, week number 6 in high school football, as the Warriors of Delaware Valley travel to Hazleton to take on the hometown Cougars of Hazleton area. You are looking live at Harmon Guys Stadium. I'm Marty Burns, joined as always by the coach Joe DeMelfi, Mike Sosar on the sidelines, Jim Burns on the stats, and if you're tuning in looking for football, we're a few minutes late. A very nice ceremony was held pregame that you saw here on WILN to honor the late Rich Matz and the naming of the Fieldhouse here at Harmon Guys Stadium in his name. And we'll talk about that ceremony throughout the ball game. But first, Joe, our officials who have already had the coin toss, Delaware Valley has won the toss. They will receive. Referee is Jim Elliott. James Miller is the umpire, the linesman. Charles Ciandra, Gary Davis, the line judge, the side judge, Brian Finnegan, back judge, Matthew Serra. And we are just about set for football. But, Joe, before we get started and to touch on that ceremony pregame for Coach Matz, you go around and you see and you get to meet some of these coaches and that. A couple of class acts in Coach Olsemer and Coach Brennan. By having both of their teams come out for that pregame ceremony, be a part of it. Coach Olsemer in Delaware Valley making a presentation to Mrs. Matz, and a couple of class acts that we have here tonight, and I think both of them should be commended for honoring the memory of Rich Matz here tonight in that pregame ceremony.
Yeah, I was impressed with the people that talked about Rich Matz and how much he impacted the lives of many people, and again, they talked about not just the W's and the L's, but impacting every aspect of a person's life.
And I think, we heard from him during that ceremony, and I think it trickled down to Coach Patrone's time here at Hazleton area that he followed a lot of the same values that he learned from Coach Matz as well.
Exactly. He took the program over and in fact, went deep in the playoffs a couple of years. We covered some of those games, but it was a nice tribute to a man who made his mark here in Hazleton.
The Lehigh Valley Health Network is pleased to be the official sponsor of WILN's Game of the Week. Best of luck to tonight's teams from the Lehigh Valley Health Network. As we mentioned, Delaware Valley won the toss. They will receive. And, Joe, every time people see Delaware Valley, they compare them to Penn State. They're in the white going from left to right on your screen. Luke Russo is on for tonight's Barbush Automotive Kickoff.
That could be because Coach Olsemer played at Penn State.
And this will be taken by Matt Studstrud. Studstrud right up the sideline is going to be out of bounds, out across the 40, the 45, near midfield. see where they officially mark them, but Delaware Valley will have great starting field position with a 1st and 10 coming up, led by senior quarterback Zach Cilia, and then Josh Balcarcel, senior tailback. They can get you through the air or on the ground. And actually, the ball is officially marked at the 40. This will be Balcarcel trying to bounce it to the outside. He's got a 1st down and more, and he is tripped up into Cougar territory at about the 43. Give him a gain of 17 and a Harry's. You pull it 1st down.
Pulled the backside guard. A lot of people at the point of attack. Balcarcel able to get to the corner. You have to have better run support from your secondary when that happens.
3 receivers to the top of your screen. Cilio dumps it out, and the whistle didn't blow. I wonder if the officials are going to rule that as a lateral. He was looking for Fouché, and it will be a lateral, a loss of about 4 on the play.
And look, we were right on line with it, Marty, from up here, and it definitely looked like a lateral. Luckily, it went out of bounds.
So with a 2nd and 14, Warriors will go out of the eye. Balcarcel will get it again up the middle, and he is met by a host of Cougar red-shirted defenders. Fisher and Ryan Mattias, the freshman among others, brought him down. Gained 5 on the play, making it 3rd and a long 9.
Balcarcel took that play outside the first time he ran it. That time he took it inside, picked up about 6 or 7.
Cilia to pass, under pressure, he's sacked! Brought down by James Bugda.
Great job defensively. Bugda up the field right now. Cilia did not want to get rid of that ball. Couldn't find anybody open.
That replay brought to you by S.J. Kowalski, leading to a BLB Auto Sales punt from Aiden Oliver. Oliver got pressured and got it off a high kick. Fisher calls for the fair catch, drops to his knees to corral it at the Cougar 17. That's where they'll take over 1st and 10. High school football on WILN is brought to you by Jimmy's Quick Lunch, home in the Jimmy Dog, 123 Broad Street in Hazleton. Stop and enjoy the best hot dog in Northeast PA. You can't come to Hazleton without stopping at Jimmy's Quick Lunch for the famous Jimmy Dog. Now celebrating 80 years at the same location, Jimmy's Quick Lunch in Hazleton.
Marty, defense did their job that first series after a big gainer by Balcarcel early. Now the offense.
Casadas starts in motion to the bottom of your screen. They'll give to Molesky. And the first man there is the hard-hitting linebacker, the junior Jason Henderson, to meet Molesky. Maybe a yard.
Jason Henderson, good range, good size. He's a junior, been playing since he's been a freshman. And our stat man, Mr. James Burns, was talking about him before the ball game.
Warner got the play from Coach Brennan, and he'll head to his huddle. Play clock to 10.
I think one of the things they want to do is use them a lot of time, but they don't want to rush themselves.
Play clock to 1. They just get it off, and they'll give it to Molesky, pulling his way across the 20 to about the 23, leaving the Cougars with about a 3rd and 5.
We've seen Molesky, and here you're going to see him off tackle with a decent block right there. Was able to squeeze out Mattarella, Dante Mattarella, with a nice block on his defensive end, allowing Molesky to get it up the field, forcing the 3rd down.
Molesky to the sideline. Lance Johnson checks in next to Warner. Warner being pressured. He rolls right. Throws downfield and incomplete, looking for Fisher. Coming up with the play, I believe, was Matt Studstrud.
I'll tell you what, great coverage right there.
So that'll send out number 15, Luke Russo, the sophomore. And the Cougars will come out for a BLB auto sales punt.
Warner was able to get to the corner. We talked about extending the play. I thought he was going to do that, but good coverage by the secondary.
Balcarcel and Fouché back deep for the Warriors. Balcarcel takes it at the 46. He's inside the 35, and he is going to be forced out of bounds near the 30. And the Warriors end up with a great starting field position for their second drive.
Balcarcel with a nice return after a good catch with people around him is able to put the ball at the 32-yard line.
Cilia will go out of the gun. He's got Balcarcel to his left. 3 receivers to the top of your screen. Cilia looks that way, he slings it out to Fouché. Fouché's got some running room. He's got a first down and more as he's brought down near the 20, and he's got a Harry's You Pull It Warrior first down.
Fouché getting the ball in the corner, nobody threatening him, able to turn it up the field right now. That's the same play they ran when the ball went out of bounds as they start the series. Very quick to the line of scrimmage.
They enter the Grand Central red zone with a run to Balcarcel. He'll get down to the 12 after a gain of about 7.
Delaware Valley quick to the line of scrimmage, Marty. You need to get your defense set quickly also.
Almost a pistol look here. Loose football, and Cilia did the right thing. He just fell on it. Ends up being a loss of about 5 or 6 on the play.
You know, Marty, you try to pick that up and make a play, and all of a sudden you're fumbling around with the ball and you're hit and give it up. You don't want to do that inside the 20-yard line.
Cilia, quick throw to Fouché, and Casadas there on the coverage almost picked it off.
Fouché, the ball was thrown a little low. Fouché had already completed his route, so Casadas was the only one left, and as you said, almost with the interception.
Going to have a Sacco Chiropractic field goal. Officially call it a 33-yard attempt for Noah Sorrell. McCormick to hold. And this Sacco Chiropractic field goal is no good. So the Cougars, after giving up great starting field position, they hold defensively, and they'll get the ball back in this scoreless tie on the Blaze Alexander Family Dealership scoreboard. Hazleton Area will have their second possession in this scoreless ball game. 7:27 left in the opening quarter. Stop by Sally Purcell's Country Inn for home-style cooking at 891 West County Road in Sugarloaf. Open Tuesday to Sunday at 11 a.m. for lunch. Wednesday for wing night. Friday and Saturday for prime rib night, plus other weekend specials. Call Sally Purcell's Country Inn at 570-384-3478 for reservations or takeout.
2 good series by that Hazleton area defense. They gave up some ground but didn't break.
Play action. Warner being pressured, throws down the middle, and I think he was looking for Fisher. Studstrud, did he come up with it? Waiting for the official word. They're going to talk about it, and they're going to say intercepted by Matt Studstrud. I believe the pass was intended for Fisher, and it was overthrown.
Warner here sets himself, nothing there, so starts up the field. Really didn't have a lot on the ball because there you see the interception. Really couldn't set himself to make that throw.
So they'll mark the Warriors at the Cougar 42 after the turnover. Second straight starting field position in Cougar territory for Delaware Valley. Balcarcel checks out of the game. Empty backfield with Cilia. Fouché in motion to the bottom of your screen. Cilia down the middle of the field has a man, one-handed grab by Mark Callahan inside the 10, first and goal. Warriors on a Harry's You Pull It first down.
Great catch by Callahan. Here you see Cilia takes 3 steps, sets himself a little pressure to his left, but Callahan comes up with a great catch. Need to get to safety over quicker.
Warriors in the Grand Central red zone. Quick slant to Callahan. He's in for a 2 Italian Guys Pizzeria. Warrior touchdown.
Tell you what, impressive. Cilia with 2 nice throws takes him into the end zone. And here you see it. It's a slant pass. That time he got it up. And Callahan makes the catch.
Sorrell on for the Sacco Chiropractic extra point. Movement up front. Penalty will be declined, and Sorrell will try the point again, a Sacco Chiropractic extra point. After the quick 2-play strike by Delaware Valley. Sacco Chiropractic extra point is good. 6:58 left in the opening quarter. Delaware Valley strikes first. They lead 7-0.
Hey guys, Ray Merrill from Blaze Alexander's of Greater Hazleton. You know, individuals win trophies, teams win championships. We have an awesome sales team here, but let me introduce you to the other part.
It's not just getting a great deal before the sale. It's about taking care of you after the sale. We take care of your service needs, and we'll get your parts.
So whether you pay cash or finance, good credit or bad,
we've got you covered, even if you fumbled.
So come by and see the award-winning team at Blaze Alexander, Greater Hazleton, and find out why we take the deals the other guys won't.
Tri-County has been keeping your office up to speed since 1969. Everything your office needs: office supplies, personal and custom business forms, business cards, office furniture, new and used office equipment, copy, print, and scan solutions with wide format capabilities. Leasing is also available, free off-street parking, and free local delivery. Tri-County Business Machines, 117 East Broad Street in Hazleton, 570-459-0754. Family owned and operated since 1969.
We welcome you back to the Lehigh Valley Health Network Game of the Week. Delaware Valley is struck first and lead Hazleton area 7-0. On for the Barbush Automotive kickoff is Sorrell. This will be Lance Johnson from his 11. He's across the 25 and just got tripped up. Studstrud and also Harlem Cook were there. I'm not sure which one of them tripped him up, but if they didn't, Johnson could have had a big return there for Hazleton area.
Marty, Delaware Valley. Callahan, 7-yard pass from Cilia. Sorrell with the kick. 2 plays, 43 yards. It took 29 seconds. Studrud with the interception to start that scoring drive.
So the ball marked at the Cougar 28, 1st and 10. Warner out of the gun. He's got Johnson standing to his left. Fakes to Johnson, pumps. Now he's being pressured. He's going to dump it to Fisher, and nicely done. Warner to Fisher gets the Cougars about 8 yards to the 36.
There we go, Marty. Warner on the corner, nobody containing. He's able to extend the play. He's coming to line of scrimmage, levels off, and makes a nice forward pass.
They actually give him 9 on the play, so it leaves the Cougars with a 2nd and 1.
Credit Fisher with taking it up the field also.
Matarella's in front of Molesky on 2nd and 1. They give it to Matarella. He bounced off the pile. Now a second effort. It's going to depend on where the officials mark it. Matarella lost his helmet, so he'll have to leave for a play. And it appears, and Jim Elliott says, yes, it's a Harry's You Pull It Cougar first down.
Matarella, this is all Matarella himself getting some help there, but he's able to pick up a tough first down for the Cougars. What it does is it extends, uses some clock. You want to keep the offense in sync.
And when Coach Brennan went to the alternating tailbacks of Johnson and Molesky, Mattarella was inserted in the fullback position, and Coach Brennan speaks very highly about the job Mattarella has done in the first half of the season. Johnson gets the carry, and he got hit hard by Henderson. Got forward progress for a gain of a yard to the 40.
Great job by Henderson filling that gap. Defensive lineman for Delaware Valley doing a nice job taking up the blockers. Linebacker Henderson over to make that tackle.
Warner, play action, under pressure, and he's going to be sacked. Brought down by Hunter Klein.
Good pressure by Delaware Valley. Warner right now needs to get back a little quicker. Makes a play fake, but he needs to get back and set up a little quicker so that he has some options downfield rather than looking 20 yards. Might be looking at the 10-yard range, get the ball off. Hazleton area forced with a 3rd and long.
And I would think against a team like Delaware Valley, I'm probably sounding stupid, but 3rd and 12 is ultimately, especially against a team like Delaware Valley, not the situation you want to be in.
Yeah, one of the things you think about here is maybe a bubble screen or some type of screen because they're up the field pretty quickly.
And here they come again. They come with a blitz. Johnson picks up the blitzer. Warner back across the middle. Almost picked off, and it's complete to Casadas. Casadas is in open field. One man to beat. Studstrew just brings him down. But on the tip play, Casadas comes up with the reception, and a Harry's you pull it first down.
I'll tell you what, Casadas fought for this ball. Great concentration. Nice block right there to save the day to get Warner out. Wasn't a great throw, but Casadas does a great job of keeping his concentration. Tackled that about the 19-yard line.
A gain of 44 on the play puts the Cougars in the Grand Central red zone.
Lance Johnson with a great block in the backfield to give Warner time to throw that football.
Quick drop, pass to Casadas. He's inside the 15. Casadas brought down inside the 5. He's got another Harry's you pull it. Cougar first down.
No, we said this before, Marty. Freshman, he's very impressive.
And he's one of those kids, Joe, you see it week after week, the improvement week after week in that young man. 1st and goal. The give was to Molesky, first man through. The Warriors were waiting for him as they stop him for a gain of about a yard, making it 2nd and goal from about the 2.
Nothing doing. Straight up, Delaware Valley defensive front just takes up the line of scrimmage. Need to get off the ball if you're offensive lineman down there.
Warner checks in with the play. He's got a play clock to his right-hand side when he comes under center. As it trickles down to 5 seconds. Down to 3. The give is to Molesky, trying to get outside, and he is brought down for a loss. Making the play, Shane Boone.
I'll tell you what, Boone did a great job, and see how low Boone was at the line of scrimmage, and he just had Molesky by the legs, and also a 3 or 4 yard loss. So now we're looking at a 3rd and goal from about the 6-yard line.
Clock continues to run. Under a minute 40 left in the opening quarter on the Blaze Alexander Family Dealership scoreboard. Cougars trying to answer, trailing 7-0. As Joe mentioned, 3rd and goal from the 6. Casadas and Price to the bottom of your screen. Fisher and Evan Matthews to the top. They look to snap it. I don't know if it was a direct snap to Casadas or they oversnap Warner, but it goes all the way back to the Delaware Valley 24.
It looked to me like it was just a high snap to a quarterback. I don't know where they were going with that play. And here's one of the frustrations with Coach Brennan. You're on the 2-yard line to start a series, which reminds me of last night when the Packers were on the 2-yard line starting a series. And now you're looking at a 4th and goal from the 23.
And I think Coach Brennan's going to let time go off the clock here. And then he's going to take his first time out of the half. That is what he does. 33.9 seconds left in the opening quarter. 7-0 Delaware Valley.
Ladies and gentlemen, please.
Pull it.
There are lots of things you can pull, but what's the most fun? Pulling parts at Harry's You Pull It, the world's largest auto salvage yard. Pull it. Pull it. Come visit any of their 3 convenient Harry's You Pull It locations: Hazleton, Allentown, Pennsburg, and Pull It. S.J. Kowalski is your Mitsubishi Diamond contractor. They can install a Mitsubishi electric Mr. Slim ductless heating and cooling system. Mr. Slim systems are designed to make any living space in your home inviting. You can have a different temperature control for every room in your home. The money-saving technology can save you 25 to 50% on your heating bill. For Mitsubishi, Renai, and trained comfort specialists, call S.J. Kowalski at 570-455-2600.
Welcome you back to Harmon Guy Stadium after the Cougar timeout. Okay, Coach, 4th and goal from the 23. What do you got?
Get the ball to Casadas in space and let him see what he can do.
We'll see what Coach Brennan elected to do after his first timeout. 33.9 seconds left in the opening quarter, down 7-0. The aforementioned Casadas is among 3 at the bottom of your screen, along with Fisher and Johnson. High snap, but Warner gets it, and he's being pressured, and he's going to be sacked.
Problem with looking down the field against a team like Delaware Valley. They have such a surge up the field, it's tough to get it away. If you're going to throw it in the end zone, you need to take a little deeper drop and maybe run around a little bit to try to extend the play. That didn't happen.
Henderson on the sack. Delaware Valley holds on downs. You could say the defense on 3 of the plays and then 1 play self-inflicted for Hazleton area that led to the defensive stand from the Warriors. They take over at their 25, leading 7-0. Balcarcel in motion out of the backfield. It's a quarterback draw, and the Cougars not fooled. Cilia was hit immediately by Daffrey Mercedes.
Great job inside by several players. You mentioned Mercedes getting there first.
Looks like Coach Olsemer will let the clock run down. Through a quarter here at Harmon Guy Stadium. Delaware Valley 7, Hazleton area nothing. You're watching live high school football on WILN.
Your exciting new TV experience is here. Smarter, faster, easier to use. With live TV, recordings, video on demand, and streaming apps, all in a single place. When you're looking for something new, recommendations are tailored to you. Voice-powered, personalized results to find what you want faster. And the unlimited potential of smart home. The new experience from TiVo is here.
John's Family Restaurant in the Churchill Mall. Enjoy a full menu with all homemade food. From breakfast, soups, sandwiches, entrees, and desserts. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner specials. The food is great, the price is right. Open Monday through Saturday, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., Sunday, 8 a.m. to 2 p.m.
Barber Ford has the largest selection of Ford commercial vehicles in Northeast PA with over 50 Super Duties in stock. Plus, Barber Ford is the only Ford commercial vehicle center in the area participating with the state's cooperative purchasing program, CoStars. Barber Ford, where the pros go for trucks.
Welcome back to Harmon Guy Stadium. Start of the second quarter. Delaware Valley with a 2nd and 10 from their 25, leading 7-0. And it'll be Balcarcel. He's got 5, he's got 10, he's down the sideline into Cougar territory. Balcarcel being chased down and still on his feet, and he is pushed out of bounds inside the 20. Good for a Harry's, you pull it, first down.
Marty, they ran a stretch play to the right side. Balcarcel, he's looking for that little gap. There, you got it. And the other part of this is there's 2 missed tackles already as Balcarcel down the sideline. Good job of getting the ball up the field.
The Warriors in the Grand Central red zone on a first down from the 18, get down inside the 15 with a gain of 6. We have an injured Cougar down on the field.
Marty, first quarter, Hazleton area had minus 18 yards rushing because of that bad snap they had right near the goal line. 69 yards passing, 51 total yards. Delaware Valley, 15 yards rushing, 56 passing in the first quarter, 71 total yards.
Bryce Reed, the injured Cougar, limping to the sideline.
Last play was that off tackle left side by Delaware Valley. They bring a lot of people. As I said, there's a lot of people at the point of attack offensively, which attracts the defense. But Balcarcel was able to pick up about 7.
Callanan and Fouché out wide to the bottom of your screen. 2nd and 4. Balcarcel gets it, cuts it back, and he's dropped. It was Mattarella that got him low, and then Mercedes that got him high. But Mattarella made that play, forcing him back to the middle.
They tried to run that stretch, I believe, to that side, but Mattarella right there turned him inside.
Balcarcel bounces it out, eluded one tackle. Now he's going to elude another, and he's bringing it back to the far side, and he is going to take it in. What an effort by Josh Balcarcel for a 2 Italian Guys Pizzeria touchdown.
Good example right there, Marty, of wrapping up when you tackle. He's the type of back that you have to wrap your arms and bring him down, or else he's going to spin out. Talking about the last play as Delaware Valley lines up for the extra point.
And Sorrell for the Sacco Chiropractic extra point. The kick is up and good. 10:52 left in the opening half. Warriors lead it 14-0.
Have an electrical problem? Call the Wire Guys. Need lights installed?
Call the Wire Guys. Anything and everything electrical, big or small. Our rigorously trained licensed electricians are fully screened, always on time, work neat, clean, and thorough. The Wire Guys. We're here 24/7, 365. All of our work is guaranteed 100%. When you need electrical work, you need...
Wire Guys!
The Falvello Law Firm, located at 641 Route 93 in Sugarloaf, offers help with car and truck accidents, wills, powers of attorney, and estates. With a small team of attorneys, they work directly with each and every client, serving all of northeastern Pennsylvania. They are proud to offer legal services that make a real difference to you. Call them at 570-788-4191.
We are back here at Harmon Guy Stadium, getting set for a Barbush Automotive kickoff from Noah Sorrell, the senior, as Delaware Valley in front 14-0. It's going to be a short kick. It's going to be picked up at the 25, and getting out to the 30 for Hazleton area is Christian Price.
Marty, Delaware Valley. Al Carcel, 11-yard run, very impressive. We saw it on the replay as Delaware Valley was kicking the extra point. Sorrell with the kick. Alcacel, 3 carries, 69 yards, along the 57, 5 plays, 75 yards. Delaware Valley goes up by 14.
So the ball is across the 30 to the 31 for Hazleton area, 1st and 10. They're in the red, going from left to right on your screen. Casadas in motion. They're going to run the option. Pitch to Casadas, bobbled, and Casadas did all he could just to hold on to it as he was hit by Eric Lefsick for a loss on the play.
Tried to run a speed option off this as Warner comes down the line of scrimmage, rid of the ball, but great coverage right there.
Officially a loss of 7, back to the 24. I want to remind you, starting Wednesday at 7, it's Sports Talk, your official source for Hazleton area high school football. Join Coach Brennan as he'll talk about this Delaware Valley game, a look ahead to their matchup on the road next week against Berwick, and a special guest from the Cougar football team. Sports Talk this Wednesday at 7 with Coach Mike Brennan. Warner to pass. Going down the far sideline looking for Fisher, and it is complete into Warrior territory for a Harry's. You pull it first down.
Great job. Machado was defending for Delaware Valley. Warner has a lot of time to throw. Good job by the Hazleton area offensive line. Then threw that ball, and Fisher makes a great catch on the sideline.
A gain of 23 on the play gives the Cougars 1st and 10 at the Warrior 48. High snap, handoff to Johnson. Johnson straight up the middle. He's got a first down and more before he is tripped up inside the 35. He's got another Harry's. You pull it. Cougar first down after a gain of 16.
A little bit of a sprint draw action. Warner going to his right, hands it back to Johnson going left. We've seen Johnson do some good things this year. Hazleton area, the Cougars moving the football right now.
Back-to-back plays totaling 39 yards has the Cougars at the Warrior 32, 1st and 10. Under 9 minutes left in the opening half. Coming up, it'll be the All-American Jeep halftime show. We'll have halftime entertainment along with halftime stats and highlights. The All-American Jeep halftime show coming up at the half. Molesky on the carry.
Yeah, they went to the eye. Mattarella substituted for Johnson at that fullback position. Ran an isolation off the left side. Good first down pickup of 4 yards. Impressed with the Cougar offense right now on this drive.
Warner comes in with the play call. Play clock under 10. Warner will go under center. Movement up front. And you see that sometimes, Joe, with a team that's looking to take time off the clock. Sometimes the opponent gets a little bit impatient as, you know, Warner working with the play clock right in front of him. Sometimes you get the defense a little jumpy.
Well, I think just looking at their offense, obviously they're up tempo, so you're exactly right, Marty. The defense looking to make that play moved into their neutral zone.
Making it 2nd and 1. The give is to Molesky, straight up the middle. He is hauled backwards, I believe, by Lefsick. It'll depend on the official spot. They appear to have him short. Let's see what Jim Elliott rules here. Say about, what do you say, Joe, 3rd and under yard? Just inside the 23. They have to get to the 22 for a first.
Smurman was up the field very quickly from that defensive front of Delaware Valley. And you're right, Marty, 3rd and 1, but we're in 4-down territory.
Under 7 minutes left in the half on the Blaze Alexander Family Dealership scoreboard. And they don't even mess around with a handoff. They give it to Warner. Follows his center for a gain of about 2 to the 21 and a Harry's. You pull it. Cougar first down.
Extends the drive number 1. Now, you're at the 21-yard line, almost into the red zone. This is an area that Coach Brennan, I'm sure, wants to see improvement. So let's see how they handle the red zone situation.
1st and 10 from the Warrior 21. Johnson goes back to Warner's left. Warner looks under pressure, throw incomplete. He was looking for Molesky. On the coverage was Seth Kroll.
Tried to hit Molesky quick flat. Ball a little bit underthrown. Clock stops at 6:23, second quarter.
Damiano Funeral Home, located in McAdoo, providing traditional and pre-arrangement services and cremations, which are performed at their on-site facility. For professional and courteous service, call 570-929-2820 for Damiano Funeral Home. High snap. Warner chasing it down, and he'll slide down. We'll see where they'll officially mark him. But a second bad snap costs Hazleton area valuable yardage. A loss of 21 back to the 42.
I'm going to be honest with you, Marty. I think that Delaware Valley's defense in front has as much to do with their aggressive nature up the field. I mean, you're a center. You want to make sure that snap is good, and you're worried about your blocking assignment. That's happened twice tonight. And again, takes them to the 42 of Delaware Valley, and they were at the 21.
Warner being pressured, eludes the pressure, throws downfield for Fisher. He got bumped. No flag. It'll be an incomplete pass to Fisher.
I think Coach Brennan would like a flag, but nothing on the ground, so we're looking at a 4th down. Here you see Warner doing a great job of getting out of trouble. Yeah, when you look at that, you say, well, everybody has a chance at the ball. You just can't interfere with a defender.
Russo for the BLB Auto Sales punt. Angle kick. Hit somebody and was picked up by Fouché. Fisher brings him down. Now, I'm not sure if it hit Price or Callanan of Delaware Valley, who was blocking downfield. So Fouché couldn't take the gamble. Picked it up.
Did the right thing, Marty. Picked it up because you're right. Couldn't tell from up here where it hit. And we're going to see it on the S.J. Kowalski replay. It looked like it hit both of them, so he did the right thing. Instead of letting it bounce, he fielded the ball.
So they're going to say, they must have said that it hit Price, Joe, because they're going to mark it at the 13.
Automatically dead there.
So Delaware Valley takes over there. 5:14 left in the half. They have 3 timeouts remaining. Play action. Cilia rolls, looking for Henderson, and knocked away by freshman Ryan Matthews. Very nicely done by the freshman.
I'll tell you what, there are a couple of freshmen that are playing exceptionally well for Coach Brennan and the Cougars.
Just as we talked about Casadas earlier on, Joe, Ryan Matthews, another of those freshmen that you're starting to see more and more on the highlight tape for Hazleton area.
Matthews and Casadas has been doing a great job over the last couple of weeks.
Cilia bobbles the snap, and he's going to try to take off with it, and he'll be brought down after a gain of about 3 to the 16.
Snap was a little high, and Cilia just couldn't get a handle on it. Decided to take it down and get it up the field instead of trying to make a play, and that's what you get when you're a senior. He understands the risk involved, so he just pulled it down and straight ahead for a couple of yards.
Second quarter score, Joe, a 14-all tie between Berwick and Valley View. Here, Delaware Valley in front 14-0, approaching 4 minutes remaining in the opening half. They've got a 3rd and 7, looking for the screen. Balcarcel hit by Mattarella. Are they going to rule it a fumble? They'll say no, he did not have control. Incomplete. What a play by Dante Mattarella. Blew up that whole screen to Balcarcel.
And it looked like they might have had it set up. We're going to look at the S.J. Kowalski replay, and there you see Mattarella. Excellent job.
So it's going to bring out Oliver for the BLB Auto Sales punt. Fisher and Evan Matthews back deep, and flags will stop the play. It's against Delaware Valley, so that'll march them back. As we look to that end zone, we see the Delaware Valley marching band heading out onto the field. They will perform during the All-American Jeep halftime show coming up in 4+ minutes of game action. We'll also have first half stats and highlights, so that's all coming up. In 4 minutes and 13 seconds of game action, the All-American Jeep halftime show. So Oliver standing now in his end zone to punt it away for this BLB Auto Sales punt. Gets it away, it's a high kick. Fisher yells to get away from it, and it takes a Delaware Valley roll. That'll be down at the Warrior 48. That's where the Cougars will take over. 4:01 left in the half. They'll have 2 timeouts remaining. They get the ball to start the 3rd quarter, remember. So a chance here for Hazleton area, if you could get something going here, some points on the board, get some momentum leading into the 2nd half.
And they've had a couple of opportunities. They've moved the ball, have not come up with any points. And again, I go back to, I'm sure Coach Brennan's frustrated in that regard, because we talked about the Williamsport game early on where they were down inside the red zone several times and only had 7 points to show for it.
So a new series for Hazleton area, 1st and 10. Great starting field position at the 47 of Delaware Valley. Warner rolled right, got it to Fisher. Fisher brought down inside the 35 to the 34. Good for a Harry's. You pull it. Cougar first down.
There you see Warner sprinting to his right again on the, throws it on the run, but makes a nice throw to Fisher, who picks up the first down.
Warner now 5 of 9 passing, 105 yards and a interception. 45 of those going to Fisher on 3 receptions. Casadas goes in motion to the top of your screen. It's going to be a draw to Johnson. And Johnson will be tackled at about the 30 after a gain of 4 on the play. Todd Smurman made the tackle.
Smurman again with a big play for Delaware Valley. He is a sophomore, 5'11", 250 on that defensive front.
So it brings up a 2nd and 7 for the Cougars.
You know what, Marty? Use the clock, come away with some points. We're at 2:50 in the second quarter.
And on the Blaze Alexander Family Dealership scoreboard, you see Hazleton area 2 timeouts remaining, indicated by the 2 yellow blocks under their name. They fake the toss to give to Mattarella, and Mattarella will get about 2 inside the 30 to the 29, leaving the Cougars with a 3rd and 5.
Hunter Klein, linebacker for Delaware Valley, a senior, in to make that tackle very quickly. Tried to make the fake to the right side and give it to Mattarella coming back inside. It's an inside handoff. What you're hoping is the defense is quick to the fake, but Klein, the backside linebacker, did a nice job.
Clock goes under 2 minutes remaining in the half. Play clock to 5. Warner, quick drop to Casadas. And it looked like he just slipped, and that may have cost him a chance for a first down. Whistle stopped the play.
Lefsick with a great tackle, as you mentioned.
Delaware Valley takes the timeout, leading 14-0. We're going to keep it here on the timeout. Cougars will be left with a 4th down and 4 from the 28. Marty, it just seemed like Casadas just slipped, and that slowed him down.
I didn't see him slip, but he may very well have been trying to get to the outside. Lefsick really did a nice job defensively for Delaware Valley, being on Casadas very quickly.
And Coach Olsemer saw an opportunity here. You've got 4th down. Your defense holds. You'll get the ball, say, with a minute 40, maybe minute 35 left in the half. 2 timeouts, and we've seen his offense can be quick strike. He's got a senior quarterback. You know, 2 timeouts is a lot of time, especially with a senior quarterback at the helm.
Big run by Al Carcel last time, 49 seconds they scored. So you're right, Marty. He's looking to get that ball back before the half ends. With a good play defensively here, he might be able to do that.
But first things first, Hazleton area 4th and 4 from the 28. Looking to convert and keep the drive alive. Bad snap, Warner dropped for a loss. The Warriors hold on downs. They'll get it at about the 31.
I'll tell you what, I think he was waiting to see if he would get an offside penalty. That defensive line for Delaware Valley has 1 penalty against it offsides, but they did not bite. So
as we talked about, Joe, actually a minute 43 left in the half. 2 timeouts for the Warriors remaining. And senior quarterback Zach Cilia under center. He's looking for the screen. Throws it left-handed. Balcarcel gets minimum gain as Hazleton area read it well, led by Hunsinger.
Cilia with showing a little bit of athletic ability there with the left hand. He is right-handed as we have a 2nd down very quickly on the S.J. Kowalski replay. He was covered.
Cilia out of the gun, rolls right. Throws right-handed this time, and it's complete. Out and across the 45 by Callanan. And he gets out of bounds to stop the clock after the Harry Ju pull it 1st down to the 46.
Cilia, great throw on the run. Finds Callahan right on the sideline in that dead space between the cornerback and the safety.
A little bit stronger throw with the right hand, Joe.
Yes.
1st and 10 Warriors with 1:06 left in the half, leading 14-0. See the time and timeouts remaining on the Blaze Alexander Family Dealership scoreboard. Cilia again looking for a screen. This time it's Henderson. Henderson's got a first down. Moore leaps, and he's down the sideline. A flag is down. I think Henderson is into the end zone, but in high school football, you can't leap a tackler. And I think this is going to come back.
Jason Henderson shows us a little bit of athletic ability as he goes up over the tackle. The tackler went to the ground, but as you said, Marty, it's coming back.
You see it in the pros and in the college level, but here in the high school level, that is not allowed. So that'll wipe out the big touchdown on the screen pass to Henderson. And spot foul, so the ball be at midfield, and it'll be a 1st down and 6 for the Warriors. They have 55 seconds remaining in the half, 2 timeouts remaining on the Blaze Alexander Family Dealership scoreboard. They lead 14-0. Now at almost a pistol look. Now Cilia goes back into the shotgun. Being pressured, Santos hit him as he threw, and it was caught down the sideline. That was Callanan again with a circus catch for Harry Jupullett, 1st down.
I'll tell you what, Cilia getting pressure makes a nice throw, and Callahan with the great catch. One of the things you have to do. Connor Shamani, freshman, has his back turned. Didn't know where the ball was. Callahan did know, as we have a timeout.
They actually said that he was in bounds when he was tackled, so they stopped the clock to move the chains. Cilia ran up and downed it to stop the clock with 44 seconds left, so it's a 2nd down and 10 from the 18 as once again the Warriors in the Grand Central red zone, looking to add on to a 14-0 lead before they go to the halftime break. Henderson is in front of Balcarcel behind Cilia. Play action, Cilia rolls right. Meeting him there is Max Barrett, and the Cougars push him out of bounds.
Great play by Barrett. Play stayed right there, was fighting with the receiver.
And I'm guessing we'll stay here as Coach Olsemer takes a timeout with 29 seconds left in the half.
You see the fake. You're going to see Barrett right here. Gets off the blocker, comes over and makes a great tackle, forcing a 3rd down.
So Delaware Valley will have 1 timeout remaining. They said he got back to the line of scrimmage, so it'll be a 3rd down and 10 from the Cougar 18. So I mentioned 29 seconds and a timeout remaining for the Warriors. So I think a big series here, Joe. If Delaware Valley gets to score, the momentum sticks with them as they go into the locker room. But if Hazleton area can stand here defensively, keep it a 2-score game heading into the locker room for halftime, and the momentum may be coming to this home sideline.
Exactly right, Marty. This defensive stand will go a long way to determine what happens in the 2nd half.
So Cilia will go under center. Callanan and Fouché to the bottom of your screen. Play action. Looking for Henderson down the sideline. He caught it, and he's in for a 2 Italian guys. Pizzeria, touchdown. Another one-handed grab by Henderson this time. Good for the Warrior, touchdown.
Henderson doing a wheel to the sideline and then up. Cilia made a nice throw. You're going to see it here. You see Henderson out of the backfield. Looked like he was going to lead Balcarcel up the field, makes a great catch as Sorrell
Sorrell's Sacco chiropractic extra point is good. With 24 seconds left in the half, we'll take a break. Warriors up 21-0.
Life is full of partners. Your health deserves a partner too.
BLB Auto Sales, a division of Barbush Automotive. BLB has deals that can't be beat. They carry trucks, vans, SUVs, sedans, and sports cars, and all at the lowest prices. Barbush Automotive can handle all vehicle repairs since they do it all. Check out their specials: oil change and filter, just $19.95. Alignment, $49.95. Professional and good people. Call 570-454-7571.
I have to apologize, ladies and gentlemen. While we were away, Jim Elliott indicated a hold against Delaware Valley. So Sorrell will try another Sacco chiropractic extra point from the 23, and this one is no good. So with 24 seconds left, it'll remain 20-0 Delaware Valley. As I look to our right, the Delaware Valley High School Marching Band is preparing for their halftime performance, and that'll be part of the All-American Jeep halftime show. We'll also have first half stats and highlights coming up. 24 seconds away from the All-American Jeep halftime show. And before we head to break, see if Mike Sosar will be able to get Coach Brennan, and I'm sure a frustrating half for Coach Brennan. They've done some good things, but some critical mistakes have prevented them from getting on the scoreboard and cutting into this 20-0 deficit.
Marty, Delaware Valley, Henderson, 18-yard pass from Celia. Kick failed, 7 plays, 68 yards, minute 19. Celia on that drive, 5 for 5 for 83 yards through the air. And we talked about that quick strike. I think at this point, Coach Brennan would want take the football.
Price takes the Barbush Automotive kickoff, gets across the 30s, pushed out of bounds at about the 34, leaving the Cougars with 18 seconds and 2 timeouts. But I would think Hazleton area will probably just take a knee here and let's get to the locker room and regroup.
Let's not get too adventurous, exactly. You've done some good things. Let's go in and see what we can talk about relative to red zone offense. Defense is doing a pretty decent job overall.
Couple big plays, and credit Delaware Valley's athleticism. A couple of one-handed grabs have led to 2 touchdowns. One actually a touchdown catch that we just saw from Henderson. So Hazleton area has played well, but have let some opportunities get away. They trailed 20-0 heading to halftime. And it looks like Coach Brennan sending his team to the locker room. The newly named Richmats Fieldhouse. We're going to get Mike Sosar on the sideline. He is with Hazleton area head coach Mike Brennan.
Coach, a little bit of a rocky first half there, a few snap miscues. Just kind of having a little bit of a tough time in a red zone, but seems like the defense, minus those 2 one-handed catches there for 2 scores of the 3 that you're down, kind of keeping things in tow.
Our kids are fighting. That's all we ask of them is they compete and they fight every snap, every night out, and they're doing that. We're making some errors again. We got to continue to get better at that kind of stuff. But kids are battling hard. Our kids are fighting. We have a lot of fight with us in the second half left. And disappointed we got down there a few times, didn't get any points. But I'm proud of the kids for their effort, and we'll come out in the second half and we'll fight.
Best of luck in the second half, Coach. Back upstairs, guys.
Thank you, Mike. As Coach Brennan heads to the locker room to talk with his team, we're at the half. Delaware Valley 20, Hazleton area nothing. You're watching live high school football on WYLN. Coming up next, the All-American Jeep halftime show featuring the Delaware Valley Marching Band.
Don't be late for the bus. choices, and one of those choices is where to go on vacation. I always thought the Pocono Mountains were for winter and couples, but the Poconos are all about adventure. Zip lines, treetop courses, hiking, biking, whitewater rafting, and boating, even world-class accommodations. So make the right choice, the Pocono Mountains, for your next vacation.
Sacco Chiropractic, East Broad Street in Hazleton has the health care you've been waiting for. Whether it's a chronic issue or something new, Sacco Chiropractic has the most up-to-date techniques and therapies to help with any ailment. From his days of playing football with the Cougars and then in college, Dr. Scott Sacco has an elite understanding of sports injuries and how to correct them. Whether you are an athlete, a weekend warrior, or a grandmother, we can help with multiple issues. Call today to see why relief is super, man. 570-497-4150.
Ralph M. Cameron, specializing in quality and affordable construction services for residential, commercial, and industrial, licensed and insured. Call 570-401-0654 today for all your construction needs.
Talk to State Farm agent Pete Kazalika today.
Welcome to the All-American Jeep Halftime Show here on WILN. Live from Harmon Guy Stadium in Hazleton, the hometown Cougars trailing the Warriors of Delaware Valley by a score of 20-0. Currently on the field, part of the All-American Jeep Halftime Show with their halftime performance. Here is the Delaware Valley High School Marching Band. That has been the Delaware Valley High School Marching Band as part of their halftime performance. You're watching the All-American Jeep halftime show. Coming up next, halftime stats and highlights. We'll be back right after this.
For 4 generations, All-American Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram has been treating their customers like family. Stop in to get the lowest financing options and best service around. Whether you're in need of a Ram pickup or have an active family lifestyle or simply want to show off your fun, adventurous side, All-American Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram of Tamaqua has a wide variety of inventory to choose from. Stop in for Jeep Adventure Days.
Your exciting new TV experience is here. Smarter, faster, easier to use. With live TV, recordings, video on demand, and streaming apps, all in a single place. When you're looking for something new, recommendations are tailored to you. Voice-powered, personalized results to find what you want faster. And the unlimited potential of smart home. The new experience from TiVo is here.
Hungry? Stop into Krugel's Georgetown Deli right next to the Big Cow, 720 Wilkes-Barre Township Boulevard in Wilkes-Barre Township. You may know them for their great deli sandwiches and hoagies, but how about something from their new menu, like G-Town Scallops, Cheesy Crab Pretzel, Smoked Brisket, Smoked Wings with your choice of sauce, and more. And while you're there, don't forget to play Keno or other Pennsylvania lottery games. Stop into Krugel's Georgetown Deli right next to the Big Cow, 720 Wilkes-Barre Township Boulevard in Wilkes-Barre Township. The Falvella Law Firm, located at 641 Route 93 in Sugarloaf, offers help with car and truck accidents, wills, powers of attorney, and estates. With a small team of attorneys, they work directly with each and every client, serving all of northeastern Pennsylvania. They are proud to offer legal services that make a real difference to you. Call them at 570-788-4191.
Experience the beauty of the Valley Country Club and let them sponsor you for your next event. Toss the flowers and dance the night away with their course as your backdrop. Let Valley Country Club host your next special occasion, whether it's a bridal or baby shower, anniversary, celebration of life, pool party, charity fundraiser, business meeting, golf outing, corporate, private, or social event.
Welcome back to the All-American Jeep halftime show from Harmon Guy Stadium at the half. Delaware Valley on the road looking to go 5-1, leading Hazleton area by a score of 20-0. We are moments away from getting a look at the halftime stats, as always compiled by our very own Jim Burns.
Marty, we're looking at Delaware Valley, 8 first downs, 93 yards rushing, 139 passing, 232 total. No turnovers, 3 penalties, 25 yards. The Cougars, 7 first downs, minus 18 yards rushing. Little deceptive. They've had some bad snaps there. 106 yards passing, total yards 88. 1 turnover, no penalties. Down by 20. Done some good things on defense. Still trying to get that ball in the end zone are the Cougars.
And they'll look to get something going to start the second half as they'll get the ball to start, trailing 20-0. Gonna look at first half highlights. Second possession, and what a great one-handed catch by Callanan. That one for 36 yards inside the 10. They go to a quick slant. Cilia to Callanan. 7 yards out, it was 7-0 Delaware Valley. Then the running game takes over. Josh Balcarcel would take this one 57 yards down the sideline. That would help contribute to a 5-play, 75-yard scoring drive. And how about this effort by Balcarcel? Bounce it off the pile, takes it to the far sideline, bounces away from another couple of tacklers, and he'll bring it all the way back to the near sideline and take it into the end zone to give the Warriors a 14-0 lead. Then, right before half, Cilia to Henderson. A spinning one-handed grab and dive into the end zone. The point after a holding penalty was no good. And Delaware Valley at the half, leading it 20-0. The Cougars to our far left are back on the field, getting ready to stretch for second half action. You've been watching the All-American Jeep halftime show. Third quarter action up next.
Don't make the big box mistake. Shop local and save at Grand Central in Hazleton. Get better prices than the big box store on our huge selection of furniture, mattresses, appliances, and electronics at Grand Central in Hazleton and at the Laurel Mall.
BLB Auto Sales, a division of Bar Bush Automotive. BLB has deals that can't be beat. They carry trucks, vans, SUVs, sedans, and sports cars, and all at the lowest prices. Bar Bush Automotive can handle all vehicle repairs since they do it all. Check out their specials: oil change and filter, just $19.95. Alignment, $49.95. Professional and good people. Call 570-454-7571.
Third Base Luncheonette, still making memories after all these years.
Hey guys, Ray Merrill from Blaze Alexander's of Greater Hazleton. You know, individuals win trophies, teams win championships. We have an awesome sales team here, but let me introduce you to the other part.
It's not just getting a great deal before the sale. It's about taking care of you after the sale. We take care of your service needs, and we'll get your parts.
So whether you pay cash or finance, good credit or bad,
We've got you covered, even if you fumbled.
So come by and see the award-winning team at Blaze Alexander, Greater Hazleton, and find out why we take the deals the other guys won't.
Bonanza Steakhouse, 574 Susquehanna Boulevard in Hazel Township, has an unbeatable buffet filled with something for everyone. Our menu includes the finest flame-grilled steaks, barbecue ribs, chicken, seafood, or sandwiches. You can add the buffet to any entree for a little more. Bonanza features daily specials. Join us Saturday and Sunday for our breakfast buffet that includes our famous omelet and egg station, 8 a.m. to 11 a.m.
Don't make the big box mistake. Shop local and save at Grand Central in Hazleton. Get better prices than the big box store on our huge selection of furniture, mattresses, appliances, and electronics at Grand Central in Hazleton and at the Laurel Mall.
The WILN Game of the Week down here quickly on the sidelines. But before we start the second half, Hazleton Area High School Athletic Director Freddie Barletta with us. Family, heart, loyalty, dedication describes the man. That was his motto, that they dedicated that field house just behind us to. Freddie, quick few words about it tonight and the ceremonies and just what Richie would think of all of this tonight.
He'd probably be a little embarrassed. That wasn't really what he was looking for. But I think just to see, Mike, the tribute of the players and the families and the adults who coached with him and worked with him, that just says it all. It really was a great moment, and I think the big guy would be really proud.
Freddie, it just continues every week. It just started with honoring our past football teams. We had the Bob Tucker, the stone out under the flag. Now, Richie, good things being done by the district here within the athletic department, along with scholastic stuff as well.
We're Hazleton. We're community. This is what it's all about. It still is an important thing. Football games, basketball games, soccer games, field hockey. Sports is important in this community. And it's a big part of what we do and who we are. And so we want to make it special for the fans.
Freddie, thank you for what you do. Thanks to the school district for what they do as well. We'll send it back upstairs, guys.
Thanks a lot, Mike, for that interview with Fred Barletta. And if you're just joining us, what a great ceremony pregame to honor the former head coach at both Hazleton and Hazleton area, Rich Matz, with the naming of the Rich Matz Fieldhouse here at Harmon Guy Stadium. We're just about set for third quarter action. While we have a moment, got some individual stats to go over. First for Delaware Valley, Josh Bal-Carsel, 6 carries, 98 yards, and a touchdown rushing. Quarterback Zach Celia, 8 of 11 passing, 139 yards, 2 touchdowns. Mark Callanan, he's had a big first half, 4 catches, 87 yards and a touchdown. Jason Henderson, 2 catches, 37 yards and a touchdown. For Hazleton area running the football, Lance Johnson, 3 carries, 20 yards. But Joe, you mentioned this in the statistics that we saw during the All-American Jeep halftime show. As a team, officially 2 carries, they'll call them, minus 38 yards on a couple of bad snaps. Warner passing is 6 of 10, 106 yards and an interception. Matthew Casadas, 3 catches, 61 yards. Matt Fisher, 3 catches, 45 yards. Hazleton area, the time of possession advantage, 16:40 to 7:20. Hazleton area's run 28 plays to 24 for Delaware Valley. Norris Sorrell on for the Barbush Automotive kickoff, and it's going to take a bounce and roll out of bounds. So we'll see what Coach Brennan elects to do here. But Joe, we only a 4-play differential, but a big time of possession advantage. We talked about in the first half. Delaware Valley, no huddle. Hazleton area, very deliberate, taking time off the clock.
Exactly right. Now, Delaware Valley is, they run a conventional offense, but they're at the line of scrimmage when they are calling their plays, so they're ready to go. Coach Brennan is going to take the ball at the 35-yard line to start this offensive series and to start the second half.
Well, we have a moment. I want to remind everyone that at the end of tonight's game, Joe and I will select an Arc Electric, the Wire Guys, player of the game. Another half of football to go before we make that selection. Cougars come out in the red, going from left to right on your screen, 1st and 10. Hand off to Johnson. And Johnson doesn't find a lot of room there. Looks like they'll give him back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up for the Cougars.
I'll tell you, defensive front for Delaware Valley playing very well. I talked earlier about taking up the blockers. They can't get off to the second level. And the defensive front doing an exceptional job for the Warriors.
Casadas goes in motion to the top of your screen. Warner looked right. Now he's going to come back to Fisher and throws low. If Fisher didn't get it, nobody did. Incomplete, 3rd and 10.
And I'm not sure Warner didn't throw that away. He didn't want to take a chance on having it intercepted. So we're looking at 3rd down. Not the kind of offensive start you want. Mollusky in the ball game.
And really, for Hazleton area, you're looking to improve on what happened last week. Another come out of the locker room very sluggish in the offensive game last week in the second half. Looking to improve on that here tonight. They have a 3rd and 10. And under pressure as they were going with the screen to Johnson, blowing that up, and he's been in the backfield a lot tonight. Joe Sashaw.
Great rush off the corner. Very quickly, and Warner had to decide what he wanted to do: eat the ball or try to get it away. And it looked to me like he just threw it at the feet of the receiver so that he could live to punt it away.
Russo's BLB Auto Sales punt is taken by Fouché. Fouché is in the Cougar territory. Flags are thrown all over the field as Fouché is still on his feet and finally tackled near the 20. But I see at least 3 flags.
And it's back to the blind side that we talked about last week, Marty. The no-look, blind side, whatever you want to call it. Used to be legal. They've outlawed it in high school, and that's going to negate a pretty good punt return.
Got a halftime score for you, Joe. Berwick 21, Valley View 14.
Knew that was going to be a good one, Marty. Both teams undefeated.
So while they march this off, we'd like to remind you that high school football on WYLN Brought to you by Damiano Funeral Home, located in McAdoo, providing traditional and pre-arrangement services and cremations, which are performed at their on-site facility. For professional and courteous service, call 570-929-2820 for Damiano Funeral Home. First possession for the Warriors in the second half. Balcarcel has it. He's breaking a couple of tackles, stays on his feet before he is hauled down inside the Cougar 45. Good for a Harry's, you pull it. Warrior first down.
Very impressed with Balcarcel. He gets some good lead blocking, but just watch him run through tackles. And if you stick an arm out, it's not going to stop him.
He'll get another carry. Cuts it back. And he's finally going to be hauled down. I believe that was Hunsinger that got him around the ankles, but not before he gets a gain of about 7.
That's the kind of tackle. Hunsinger makes a very, very good tackle on Balcarcel.
Play action. Cilia going downfield to Fouché and overthrows him incomplete as he had pressure right in his face, did Cilia, and had to get rid of it.
Fouché had the defender beat, but Cilia had to throw it because, as you mentioned, Marty, a lot of people back there staring him in the face.
So to leave the Warriors 3rd and 3 from the Cougar 35. Balcarcel gets stood up. Mathias, among others, bring him down.
I'll tell you what, Ryan Mathias, he wrapped him up. We talked about Carcel's running style. Watch Mathias right there. Just wrap him up and then get some help from your friends.
Very nicely done. The Warriors will go for it on 4th down and 3. Play action. Cilia dumps it off. It is caught and complete by Kroll. Kroll will be knocked out of bounds by Casadas. Not before he picks up a Harry's. You pull it first down.
I'm going to tell you something. That catch was the same one Henderson made for the touchdown, back out of the backfield. Tough to be picked up. Who picks him up? Probably a linebacker trying to come over in their defensive scheme. That didn't happen.
Warriors in the Grand Central red zone with the 1st and 10. Cilia, pass is complete, and being hauled down by Casadas is James Steckler, a senior.
Casadas with a nice tackle on Speckler. He tried to use the sideline as he came out of that route with the ball.
Called 2nd and 3 from the 8. Balcarcel gets it, cuts it back, and is dropped for a loss. Mattarella, the first one to meet him.
Nice job defensively again. Here you see Balcarcel wanted to take that off tackle play, decided to try to bounce it. Mattarella right there.
So it'll bring down a 3rd down, 5 yards to go for the Warriors. Balcarcel again, trying to bounce it to the outside. Fisher hit him, got some help from his friends, but it appears that Balcarcel got enough. Give him 6, and a Harry's, you pull it first down.
Again, running the ball outside, left side, didn't get any support from the linebackers. They're caught up inside. Secondary, great job there by Henderson. He's playing a very good football game for Delaware Valley. Blocked on the corner.
1st and goal from the 4. Balcarcel bounces, end zone. A 2, Italian Guys Pizzeria, Warrior touchdown for Balcarcel.
Interesting, straight eye. First man kicks out. Balcarcel, end zone. Here we're going to take a look at it again. There you see the block. Henderson leading up.
Sorrell on for the Sacco Chiropractic extra point. The hold is down, the kick is up, and good. 7:49 left in the third. The Warriors increase their lead to 27-0.
At Grand Central, our family has been supplying your family with quality brand name furniture, mattresses, and appliances for over 3 generations. Whether you choose from our excellent selection of Lazy Boy, Catnapper, or England furniture, or from our fantastic selection of Sealy and Stearns & Foster mattresses, we guarantee total comfort in every room of your home.
With expert advice, everyday low prices, plus interest-free financing for up to 60 months.
From our family to your family.
Grand Central in Hazleton. Everything to make your house a home.
Hey guys, Ray Merrill from Blaze Alexander's of Greater Hazleton. You know, individuals win trophies, teams win championships. We have an awesome sales team here, but let me introduce you to the other part.
It's not just getting a great deal before the sale.
It's about taking care of you after the sale. We take care of your service needs, and we'll get your parts.
So whether you pay cash or finance, good credit or bad,
We've got you covered, even if you fumbled.
So come by and see the award-winning team at Blaze Alexander Greater Hazleton and find out why we take the deals the other guys won't.
We're back here at Harmon Guy Stadium as the Warriors increase their lead to start the third. Sorrell on for the Barbush Automotive kickoff. A sidewinding kick that, again, goes out of bounds, and I would think that, Joe, as he did to start the half, Coach Brennan will want to start at the 35.
I would think so, rather than take the penalty. Marty, Delaware Valley, Barcalzo, 4-yard run right side, ran it out of a dead eye. Quarterback and 3 people behind him, 2 tight ends. Sorrell with the kick, 9 plays, 57 yards, 3 minutes and 3 seconds. Barcalzo, 5 rushes for 30 yards.
So here come the Cougars looking to get something going offensively. 1st and 10 from their own 35. Start with Molesky as the tailback, and he'll get the carry. Eludes 1 tackler, and he is pushed out of bounds after a gain of about 5 to the 40.
Molesky does a good job picking up yardage there. Ran out of 1 tackle. You see it, right side. Ran out of 1 tackle. Lefsick tried to tackle Molesky high, and we've seen Molesky run. He's a very strong running back. So he picks up good yardage on the 1st down.
2nd down and 5 from the 40. This is Molesky again. This time the white jerseys stand him up, and Molesky's still on his feet. What an effort by Molesky just to gain about 2 yards on the play. Looked like he may have lost some yardage, but just by sheer effort kept those legs churning and got out across the 40 to about the 42.
He did, Marty. He picked up about 2, and credit Molesky with all of that yardage. Tough getting yardage inside, but he was able to get a couple. Forces a very, very important 3rd down here in the 3rd quarter. Down 27. Cougars need to convert.
Under 7 minutes left in the 3rd on the Blaze Alexander Family Dealership scoreboard. Cougars down 27-0, and they have a 3rd and 3. Warner looks left. Gets it out to Mattias. He got hit by Fouché, but forward progress has him across the 45 to the 46, and a Harry's you pull it 1st down.
I'll tell you what, great catch. Fouché up very quickly, but knew where the marker was, and there you see it. Also credited him for keeping possession of the ball. Fouché came up very strong on that hit, and Mattias hung on.
Play clock approaching 5. Cougars hustle to the line. Play clock to 2. They get it off. Quick drop to Casadas. He's into Warrior territory, and Casadas leans forward to the 45 for a gain of 9.
Machado with a good open field tackle, but there you go. Casadas, ball in the open field, picks up good yardage on first down. Quick throw. Nobody up on him quickly, and that's when Casadas is very dangerous as he picks up 9.
Want to remind you that the Lehigh Valley Health Network Game of the Week number 7, takes us to Berwick next Friday night, as the Bulldogs will play host to this Hazleton area Cougar football team. We'll be on the air from Berwick live next Friday night at 7. The Lehigh Valley Health Network Game of the Week number 7 here on WYLN. Cougars, Bulldogs next Friday night. Molesky took it. We'll see where the forward progress gives them. Coach Brennan is saying he got it.
I thought he had it too, Marty, to be honest with you. At the end, while he was still trying to fight, they moved him back, but it looked like he was over the marker.
I thought the forward progress was to the 44, and then he got pushed back, but the officials say no, so it's 3rd and 1. They'll run the quarterback sneak. And did he get enough? Look like if you look at the far official, he looked like he may have, but we'll wait for the call from Jim Elliott, the referee. And it is a Harry's You Pull It, first down for the Cougars.
That first down continues the offensive series. What you're looking for here is obviously you want to put some points on the board, but execution. There's a lot of other things when you're looking at film, Marty, you pick up on a drive like this. Learning situation for a pretty young football team.
I mentioned we'll see the Bulldogs next week. They have increased their lead to Valley View, now to 28-14. Handoff to Johnson. He leans forward for a gain. It looks like they only give him about 2 to the 42.
Obviously, that'll be a big win for the Bulldogs if they can come away with the victory tonight at Valley View, which is a tough place to play. Plus, this is a big playoff implication game.
Clock approaching 3.5 minutes remaining in the third. On the Blaze Alexander Family Dealership scoreboard, Cougars trailing 27-0. Have a 2nd down and 8 from the Warrior 42. Play action, they dump it off nicely to Molesky, straight up the middle of the field. He gets inside the 30 to the 28 for a Harry's You Pull It Cougar first down.
I'll credit good play call by Coach Brennan. Nice fake by Warner. Molesky got an easy release off the line of scrimmage and picks up that first down.
Want to remind you, coming up at the end of tonight's game, Joe and I will select a Arc Electric, the Wire Guys, player of the game. First and 10 Cougars from the Warrior 28. Warner, quick drop. He's going down the sideline for Fisher. Got him for a 2 Italian Guys Pizzeria. Cougar touchdown from 28 yards. Warner to Fisher.
Studrud went for the fake, and Fisher went right by him. There you see Warner with a little shoulder action, but you see Studrud, he was caught flat-footed, and Fisher took it up the field. Good offensive series for the Cougars.
Fisher will hold on the Sacco Chiropractic extra point for Russo. It is up and good. 2:45 left in the third. Cougars on the board, trailing 27-7.
For 4 generations, All-American Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram has been treating their customers like family. Stop in to get the lowest financing options and best service around. Whether you're in need of a Ram pickup or have an active family lifestyle or simply want to show off your fun, adventurous side, All-American Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram of Tamaqua has a wide variety of inventory to choose from. Stop in for Ram Power Days. Third Base Luncheonette, still making memories after all these years.
Cougars get on the board, trailing 27-7. Luke Russo on for a Bar Bush Automotive kickoff.
Marty Hazleton Fisher, 28-yard pass from Warner. Russo kicked good. 9 plays, 65 yards. Warner 4 for 4 on that drive.
Balcarcel took it from his 16. He's still on his feet. Balcarcel is into Cougar territory. And finally being pushed out of bounds. Russo, I believe, was the one to push him out. In Cougar territory. I'm sorry, Joe, at about the 42.
I'm very impressed with Balcarcel, 5'6". They have him listed 165, but we're coming back with a hold or a block in the back, I believe.
Jim Elliott said a hold. I apologize, I missed that flag.
There you see a lot of people grasping, but nobody rapping as Balcarcel takes it down the field. But as I said, all for naught. Coming back, start the offensive series at the 20-yard line. Your own.
So it negates a big return by Balcarcel. Cougars getting a late player off the field before this 1st and 10 play by the Warriors. Cilia is out of the gun. He rolls right, dumps it off to Balcarcel. Barrett was right there, pushed him out of bounds after a gain of about 4.
Run that little pass that they, with Cilia trying to get to the corner, sort of squeezed them on the sideline. They picked up 5.
So we'll call it 2nd and 6 for the Warriors. Fouché in motion, they shovel it to him. Fouché is in the open field, but a flag thrown in the middle of the field. Fouché is down the sideline. He is going to score, but we'll wait to see on the penalty flag all the way back at the 27 of Delaware Valley. It's thrown from the sideline, which almost indicates a hold or an illegal block.
Yeah, I'm sure that's what it is. That play, just a little toss to Fouché from Cilia in front of him, and Fouché shows some
on the offense
speed.
10 yards from the spot. Repeat second down.
That's exactly what it is, Marty.
And teams seem to like to run it that way, Joe, because with the shovel, if there's a mishandle on the exchange, if it hits the ground, it essentially becomes an incomplete pass.
Forward pass incomplete. Exactly.
But a second penalty negates another big play for Delaware Valley, puts the ball at their 18. It's going to bring up a 2nd down and 12. 2:10 left in the 3rd. They lead 27-7 on the Blaze Alexander Family Dealership scoreboard. Henderson returns as the blocker in front of Balcarcel. They give it to Henderson. He's pulling his way out across the 25 to about the 26. Give him a gain of 8, making it 3rd manageable for the Warriors.
Tell you what, we've had some backs get some tough yards tonight, Marty, on both sides, Hazleton and Delaware Valley.
Cilia throws and incomplete. He was looking for Henderson.
I'll tell you what, good coverage by Matt Fisher. Henderson trying to slip to the flat from that fullback position, but Fisher picked him up nicely.
Oliver is going to come on for the BLB Auto Sales punt. But keep an eye, Cilia is the up man in front of Oliver, just in case. But it goes directly to Oliver, and he punts it away. Fisher again yells to his team to get away from it. And it's going to roll and be down at the 30 of Hazleton area. 1:23 left in the third. Stop by Sally Purcell's Country Inn for homestyle cooking at 891 West County Road in Sugarloaf. Open Tuesday to Sunday at 11 a.m. for lunch. Wednesday for wing night. Friday and Saturday for prime rib night, plus other weekend specials. Call Sally Purcell's Country Inn at 570-384-3478 for reservations or takeout.
That last touchdown by the Cougars, obviously, that helps you with your confidence as they come back out. Warner performing very well on that drive. Let's see if they can continue.
And the defense got them the ball right back to give to Molesky on first down. And the host of white jerseys push him backward. As it looked like leading the charge was Shane Boone for the Warriors.
Shane Boone, one of the people that I talked about. He's a senior.
Looked like they gave him about a yard on the play to the 31, making 2nd and 9 for the Cougars with under a minute remaining, as you see on the Blaze Alexander Family Dealership scoreboard.
Going to have to run a play here as the play clock is at 19.
Warner will go out of the gun. Couple of pumps by Warner. Now he's being pressured. He rolls, throws to the far sideline. It is complete out to about the 39-yard line. A late flag was thrown as Fisher made the catch for a gain of 8.
They tried to go back to this side, maybe to Studrud try to catch him again, as you'll see him, Warner make that fake, and then he extends the play by getting outside and makes a good throw. I think we're going to see a penalty thrown there, late hit.
And it was a dead ball personal foul against the defense, so the Cougars get a Harry's You Pull It first down via penalty. Ball will be marked at the Warrior 45, 1st and 10. Clock now begins to run. Cougars do not have to run another play, and it looks like they're going to come to the sideline and talk to Coach Brennan and the coaching staff. So through 3 quarters, Delaware Valley 27, Hazleton area 7. You're watching live high school football on WYLN. 4th quarter action up next.
Hungry? Stop into Krugel's Georgetown Deli right next to the Big Cow, 720 Wilkes-Barre Township Boulevard in Wilkes-Barre Township. You may know them for their great deli sandwiches and hoagies, but how about something from their new menu, like G-Town Scallops, Cheesy Crab Pretzel, Smoked Brisket, Smoked Wings with your choice of sauce, and more. And while you're there, don't forget to play Keno or other Pennsylvania lottery games. Stop into Krugel's Georgetown Deli right next to the Big Cow, 720 Wilkes-Barre Township Boulevard in Wilkes-Barre Township.
Barber Ford has the largest selection of Ford commercial vehicles in Northeast PA with over 50 Super Duties in stock. Plus, Barber Ford is the only Ford commercial vehicle center in the area participating with the state's cooperative purchasing program, CoStars. Barber Ford, where the pros go for trucks.
Stop in at Two Italian Guys Pizzeria for the best pizza in town, serving a large variety of pizzas, stromboli, and so much more. Open till 3 a.m. Take out or eat in. Delivery available. Call 570-459-2783.
So we begin the 4th quarter. Cougars switch ends. They'll be going from right to left on your screen, 1st and 10 from the 45. Some quarterback comparison, Joe, for Delaware Valley. Cilia, 12 of 17, 174 yards, 2 touchdowns. Warner, you talked about his improved play, 11 of 17, 170 yards, an interception and a touchdown. So very comparable to the senior from Delaware Valley is Kellen Warner. They're going to run a draw to Johnson, but the Warriors sniff it out and drop him for a loss of almost 4.
Last time Johnson ran that draw, it was back to the left side. Couldn't do it because of the penetration from the defensive front of Delaware Valley up the field. So he had to go to his right. Nothing there. Ended up losing 3 yards.
As you see there, the Lehigh Valley Health Network Game of the Week. Week number 7 takes us to Crispin Field in Berwick. Joe, you get a home game next week.
Got a home game.
As the Bulldogs will entertain these Hazleton area Cougars. We'll be on the air next Friday night, live at 7 for the Lehigh Valley Health Network Game of the Week, Hazleton area in Berwick. Here we have a 2nd down and 13. High snap to Warner. Throws to his right, and it is complete to Fisher, as Fisher is inside the 45, near the 40. It's going to bring up almost a 3rd and 5.
I tell you, nice route, good throw by Warner. Impressed with Warner tonight. He's doing a nice job against a pretty decent football team's defense.
Up at Valley View, the 4th quarter is beginning, and Valley View is cut into the Bulldog lead. It is now 28-21. So that game will probably go down to the wire. Hazleton area looking to be successful with another scoring drive after their last one got them on the board, trailing 27-7 on the Blaze Alexander Family Dealership scoreboard. And I believe Coach Brendan didn't like what he saw. Takes a timeout, trailing 27-7.
Experience the beauty of the Valley Country Club and let them sponsor you for your next event. Toss the flowers and dance the night away with their course as your backdrop. Let Valley Country Club host your next special occasion, whether it's a bridal or baby shower, anniversary, celebration of life, pool party, charity fundraiser, business meeting, golf outing, corporate, private, or social event.
Bonanza Steakhouse, 574 Susquehanna Boulevard in Hazel Township, has an unbeatable buffet filled with something for everyone. Our menu includes the finest flame-grilled steaks, barbecue ribs, chicken, seafood, or sandwiches. You can add the buffet to any entree for a little more. Bonanza features daily specials. Join us Saturday and Sunday for our breakfast buffet that includes our famous omelet and egg station, 8 a.m. to 11 a.m.
Joe, even though you're up 27-7, some Coach Olsmer wouldn't be happy with. Delaware Valley, 7 penalties, 75 yards. Hazleton area has not committed a penalty, but you can be sure this play they will. Warner throws complete to Fisher. Hit one, stays on his feet, gets 10, and a Harry's you pull it. Cougar first down.
Fouché again up quick, but he just came with his shoulder. Warner going to his left. He's right-handed, so he makes a nice throw here. Fisher makes a nice catch almost off the ground and picks up the first down.
Fisher's had a real nice night receiving. 7 catches, 99 yards, and he got the Cougar touchdown.
You know what? I see more and more Coach Brennan in that 8 to 10 to 12-yard range throwing the football, coming away with some good receptions.
They get it to Molesky, and he is stood up and pushed backward. That was Henderson and Klein that combined on the tackle. And I'll tell you what, Joe, we've seen Molesky. This is very hard to do, to push him backwards.
Well, you know what? They stood him up. Henderson and Klein, 2 linebackers, doing an excellent job on Molesky.
Jimmy's Quick Lunch, home of the Jimmy Dog, 123 East Broad Street in Hazleton. Stop and enjoy the best hot dog in Northeast PA. You can't come to Hazleton without stopping at Jimmy's Quick Lunch for the famous Jimmy Dog. Now celebrating 80 years at the same location. Jimmy's Quick Lunch, 123 East Broad Street in Hazleton.
Stopped the clock. One of the Hazleton players lost a shoe, I believe, and putting it back on. 2nd and 12 for the Cougars.
2 receivers set to the top of your screen. But Warner goes to the left looking for Matthews. Incomplete. Fouché was there for Delaware Valley.
Matthews had not finished his route. Warner a little too anxious, I think, there to get rid of the ball. Matthews never really had a chance to go after it. So 3rd and 12 for the Cougars, probably 4-down territory.
8:55 remaining on the Blaze Alexander Family Dealership scoreboard. 3rd and 12 for the Cougars. And as you say that, Joe, I would think you don't have to get all 12 here if you're going to go for it here on 4th. Warner pumps. He's going into double coverage, getting knocked down, intercepted, is Studstrud, but a flag is down.
Yeah, the receiver was pushed from the back. So we're going to we're going to end up with a penalty.
And there was a big collision on that far sideline. We may have players from both sides down as the training staff from the Hazleton area side quickly runs over to that Delaware Valley sideline. So a lot to go through here. I believe maybe 2 injured players, one on each side, and then the penalty to go through. Jim Burns quickly points out to me 2 flags on the play.
Let's look at this again with the fake by Warner, the shoulder fake down, and there you see the penalty on Delaware Valley. D'Antuno with the ball.
Hard to see who is down on that sideline, but we saw Coach Brennan go over as well as the training staff. I think there's a player from each side that is down. And here comes Matt Fisher walking under his own power. He was the injured Cougar, but the Delaware Valley still looks like they're attending to somebody on that sideline, as there was quite the collision over on that far sideline on that interception return.
After the injuries are looked at, you mentioned, Marty, we have 2 penalties, or our stat man, Jim Burns, mentioned 2 penalties are going to have to...
The way he explained it to me, it looked like pass interference, and then there was a penalty at near the end of the reception return. So if it's a defensive penalty...
During the play...
Let's see, here we go.
Pass interference on the defense. It's a 15-yard penalty. After the play, personal foul on the defense. That'll be half the distance to the goal. It'll be 1st and goal from the 8.
Very well explained by referee Jim Elliott. We thank him for that. 1st and goal for the Cougars via penalty as they Harry's you pull it first down. They'll have it marked at the Warrior. Actually, they got to move it. It's actually marked right now at the 13.
13-yard line.
Now, Jim Elliott said the 8. They have it marked at the 13. They haven't moved the chains yet.
They're talking to the Delaware Valley coaches.
And now another flag has been thrown.
I think that's a sideline warning. It is.
On the defense. Here we go.
Now, if it's going to be... now, Jim Elliott threw a flag again.
Sideline. 5-yard penalty. 5 yards, half the distance. 1st and goal from the 4.
Obviously, they're not happy with the ball placement,
or with one or both of the calls on that last play. Now, Jim Elliott said the 4. They had the ball marked at the 13. We'll see where it'll officially go.
Should be at the 8, I would think, after the 5 yards.
Well, the only reason I'm arguing that point is Jim Elliott said the 4, so I was just going by what the referee said. And it looks like they are going to mark it at the 4, 1st and goal. Now Coach Olsemer talking to Jim Elliott. See if they're going to hold up the play here. Cougars in the Grand Central red zone with a chance to score again with a 1st and goal at the 4. Start the play clock, Warner out of the gun. Hands off to Molesky. He leaned forward. They're going to say he's shy of the goal line. It'll be 2nd and goal at the 1.
Must have had a knee go down because it is at the 1. He went into the end zone, but his knee hit
1st and goal from the 1.
at the 1-yard line.
Clock running, approaching 8:20 remaining and counting on the Blaze Alexander Family Dealership 4th quarter scoreboard. Cougars looking to cut into a 27-7 deficit. Molesky to lone tailback and some early motion. Looks like this penalty against the Cougars.
Not what you want down there, Marty. You have it at the 1, now you're going to have it at the 6. Not only does it obviously change where you're going to run the play, but what play you're going to run. Oops.
2nd and goal from the 6 for the Cougars. 8:09 left in the fourth. Warner out of the gun. He's got Molesky to his right. High snap. They give to Molesky, and the Warriors, look at all those white shirts swarming on Kevin Molesky. We'll see where the officials mark it. Look like they'll say a loss of almost 3 on the play.
What caused no momentum from Molesky is that high snap, and then Warner had to come down and hand the ball instead of a quick dive.
Looked like Boone was the first one to lead the charge, but there was a host of white jerseys all over Molesky there on that play.
Well, I've talked about their defensive front and how well they've played Delaware Valley. They're formidable up front.
3rd and goal at almost the 10. Johnson now in the backfield. Casadas goes in motion in the bottom of your screen. Warner looks that way. Throws as he's hit it. It's intercepted. Picked off by Seth Kroll. And hopefully Kellen Warner is okay.
He took a pretty good shot. I don't think it was, there was no flag down, but he tried to get rid of it quickly, and that caused the interception. Great pressure. You're going to take a look at it here. 1,001, 1,002. And the defender just ran through a blocker, Marty.
And that was Hunter Klein that got the pressure on Warner, forcing the interception. And what was getting to be a tenuous situation for Delaware Valley, their defense comes up big. Some mistakes, first with the penalty, and then the defense forcing the loss and then forcing the interception, get it back at the 20 as they continue to lead 27-7. Oh, we have a moment. I want to thank the Third Base Luncheonette located just off of 9th Street in Hazleton for supplying our crew meal as they have for so many seasons here at WILN. Third Base Luncheonette just off of 9th Street in Hazleton. Many thanks to the Third Base Luncheonette. So the Warriors come out. 1st and 10 from the 20. And getting his first carry is Preston Machado. And Machado will be hauled down from behind, ball loose, but they'll say he's down. Machado gets a gain of 28 and a Harry's you pull it first down.
Machado was going to his right, cut back all the way on the S.J. Kowalski replay. There you see it. He spied Johnny DeBillis right in the hole.
Celia couldn't find anybody, and he runs out of bounds at the far sideline. It's like they'll say that got about a yard to the, now they'll just say back to the line of scrimmage, no gain. 2nd and 10 for the Warriors. Machado gets it again. Machado, fresh legs, he's got another first down. Inside the 25, down the sideline, Machado is pushed out of bounds inside the 10 by DeBellis, but not before he gets another Harry's you pull it first down.
Great effort by Barrett and DeBellis. But Machado comes into the ball game and just taking it over single-handedly. Good offensive blocking up front for Delaware Valley.
2 carries, 74 yards, loose football. Barrett comes up with it. It's the Cougars' ball on the fumble recovery by Max Barrett.
Well, I'll tell you what happened, Marty. Machado was anxious to get to the line of scrimmage, and he sort of was grabbing at the ball instead of a smooth handoff on the ground. Cougars take over offensively.
Back-to-back scoring opportunities turned away via turnover by both teams. So the Cougars will start deep in their own territory at their own 4, 1st and 10. Coming up at the end of tonight's game, Joe and I will select an Arc Electric The Wire Guys player of the game. Warner will start under center. Actually, Warner is out of the game. A loose football as Warner did not return. Tyler Wolf came in at quarterback, and the Warriors on a fumble recovery get it down to the 1 and have a 1st and goal in the Grand Central red zone.
I'll tell you what, Tyler Wolf, a freshman, tough situation to come in on your own 3-yard line, the ball on the ground, Delaware Valley with the fumble recovery.
Cilia goes under center. The give is to Machado, and he's in the end zone for a Two Italian Guys Pizzeria. Delaware Valley touchdown.
You know, Delaware Valley being 4-1 as we watch the S.J. Kowalski replay. There they run out of a power I set. Machado end zone. We were talking about Delaware Valley 4-1. They lost their first game, but they're a talented group here.
Sorrell on for the Sacco chiropractic extra point. The hold is down. The kick is up, and it is good. 6:29 left in the 4th. Delaware Valley increases their lead to 34-7.
Life is full of partners. Your health deserves a partner too.
Hey guys, Ray Merrill from Blaze Alexander's of Greater Hazleton. You know, individuals win trophies, teams win championships. We have an awesome sales team here, but let me introduce you to the other part.
It's not just getting a great deal before the sale. It's about taking care of you after the sale. We take care of your service needs, and we'll get your parts.
So whether you pay cash or finance, good credit or bad,
we've got you covered, even if you fumbled.
So come by and see the award-winning team at Blaze Alexander Greater Hazleton and find out why we take the deals the other guys won't.
After the Warrior turnover on the fumble recovery, they quickly score and go up 34-7 as the Barbush Automotive kickoff is taken by Lance Johnson, and Johnson gets out across the 35 to about the 37. So that's where the Cougars will begin. And
Nice job by Johnson, fielding that kickoff low liner and then returning it. Good field position for the Cougars.
And the Cougars will continue as Kellen Warner sits on the sideline, as Tyler Wolf, the freshman, will take over. My guess is probably for the remainder of the game. Give him an opportunity, see how he does here.
Warner is up. He's leaning on the table, but was looked at by the trainer, and obviously they don't feel that he's ready to go as Wolf hands off to Lance Johnson on the right side.
Joe, that was very well done.
Thank you.
Could I take the rest of the night off?
You cannot.
Oh. Halfway through the 4th on the Blaze Alexander Family Dealership scoreboard, Warriors have 5:15 counting away from going 5-1 on this 2019 season. Wolf under center. Again, hands off to Johnson. And Johnson has a first down and more as he crosses the 50 into Warrior territory at the 49. He's got a Harry Ju Pullet first down.
Tyler Wolf on this series doing a nice job carrying out Coach Brennan's play call, maintaining that offense.
And I was incorrect on saying Johnson got into Warrior territory. They mark him right at midfield. 1st and 10. Here, 34-7 Warriors. And Joe, Valley View has exploded in the fourth. They have regained the lead, 35-28 over the Bulldogs. Johnson gets the carry, eluded one tackle, and he stays on his feet for a gain of about 5.
I'll tell you what, Lance Johnson is 5'9", 175-pound senior. He runs out of a tackle here. Watch this, Marty, right side. And he runs out of that tackle, maintains great balance to pick up about 5 yards.
So as we mentioned, the Lehigh Valley Health Network Game of the Week number 7, takes us to Crispin Field in Berwick next Friday night at 7 as the Bulldogs will play host to these Hazleton area Cougars. We'll be on the air live next Friday night at 7 for the Lehigh Valley Health Network Game of the Week. Cougars Bulldogs here on WILN. And Joe, you're going to have a home game, but not to make you too nervous, but we're also going to be statewide on PCN. Wolf rolls, throws, knocked down. He was looking for Mitchell Maston, but
I'll tell you
Scashaw knocked it down.
Maston looked like he had some room. Wolf didn't make a bad throw. A little bit more air under that ball, but not a bad throw.
Joe Sasha, a sophomore.
Yeah, Sasha looked like he made a great play on that pass. 3rd down for...
But he's been all over the place tonight, Joe, defensively. He's been the guy that when they go to a blitz from the outside, he's been the one coming. And there you fell back in coverage, made a nice play there. Bad snap. And I believe Wolf got on top of it. Cougars will lose a yard, I believe, on the play and make it, actually they'll say they'll give them the 45. So it'll be 4th and 5 Cougars.
I'll tell you what, Wolf looked like, again, he's a little anxious to get out of there and get the play run. Just has to, only a freshman, learning experience, and he's learning against a good football team.
And Russo will trot out for a BLB Auto Sales punt. And Russo gets it away. And it's going to be picked up at the 4. Harlem Cook returned it to the 6-yard line, it looks like.
I tell you what, Marty, Cook, that was just a reflex because he could have let that ball go, but it was right on top of him, and he went ahead, gathered it in. Very dangerous down there, but he did keep possession, and Delaware Valley.
And it looks like we're seeing some substitutions defensively for Hazleton area. And I believe it looks like, yes, it looks like Aiden Oliver, the punter, also listed as a quarterback, is going to come out and take over under center for the Warriors. And whistles stop the play. New tailback Nick Barry as well.
Yeah, we have some new players in the game. They called the formation or movement on the offense, so that's going to move them back to the 2-yard line.
This will be a handoff to Barry. Price brings him down, but not before Barry gets out to about the 10 for a gain of 7. We'll leave the Warriors with a 2nd down and about 6.
Coach Olsemer calling from the sideline as Oliver now in the huddle and calls the play.
And again, Barry gets the carry. He's got a lot of running room. Barry up the near sideline. Price chasing him down. And Barry looks like he's going to go all the way. 90 yards for a 2 Italian Guys Pizzeria Warrior touchdown.
Nick Barry. 5'11" senior goes off the right side. Big hole right there. Good kick out block. Lyman leading up. And Barry takes it to the right side. Right here, an attempt to push him out of bounds by Christian Price. Barry's able to stay in bounds.
So after the 90-yard touchdown run by Barry, Sorrell on for the Sacco Chiropractic extra point. The kick is up and good. 2:22 left. Delaware Valley now leads at 41-7.
Life is full of partners. Your health deserves a partner too.
You've seen university advertising. A student like me pitching you the same old ideas. But I'm not gonna do that.
Instead, I'm gonna tell you what you can do with a Penn State degree. You can help anyone. Go anywhere. Create! And with 20 campuses to choose from, you'll always feel at home.
Look, Penn State is amazing, but your best years are just beginning. Come find out for yourself.
We welcome you back to Harmon Guy Stadium. Delaware Valley on their way to going 5-1 with a nice team victory, leading now 41-7 over Hazleton area. Sorrell on for the Barbush Automotive kickoff. And Sorrell's kick, Casadas again lets it go out of bounds, and I would think Tyler Wolf will lead the offense at the 35.
Marty, Delaware Valley, Barry off the right side, 90-yard run. Sorrell with the kick. 2 plays, 94 yards, took 51 seconds. Impressed with Delaware Valley. Heard a lot about them. We haven't seen them, but they have played well tonight, building a 41-7 lead.
And once again, another season of Delaware Valley football. Coach Olsmer's put together a quality football team, and I thought, when I say total team, you saw it on both sides of the ball. A lot of contributions from a lot of guys.
Yeah, he's done a great job there over the years. Coach Olsmer has had them in the playoffs, and looks like they're heading that way again.
Toss play. This is Ryan Mathias, and Mathias will get out near the 40. Look like he'll be brought down at the 39 for a gain of 4. Leading the blocking in front of Mathias, the freshman, was a sophomore, Patrick Petrosky, playing at fullback, wearing number 47.
A lot of young players for Coach Brennan and the Cougars. That should bode well for the future for the Cougar football program.
They're going to give it to Mathias again. This time the Warriors stack him up, drop him for a loss of almost 2 on the play. Leading the charge there for the Warriors was a junior Cooper Kidd wearing number 24. And Joe, final from Valley View. Valley View holds on and defeats the Bulldogs 35-28. So the Bulldogs will be licking their wounds awaiting the arrival of the Cougars next week to Crispin Field.
Well, that game, obviously, I mentioned earlier, playoff implications, but it was a close game, obviously. I think the playoff in that in the district will be very interesting.
Petrosky, first man through, got across the 45 to the 48. The other thing to remember is the trio of probably the 3 best teams in that classification in the district. You also got the Dallas Mountaineers. Dallas is going to play both of these teams.
Exactly.
That's really going to help decide the seeding in the district. And Coach Brennan looks like he's told his offense we're not going to run another play. He's going to head out and greet Keith Ulsimer, the winning head coach at Delaware Valley, as the Warriors go to 5-1. Hazleton area drops to 1-5, awaiting their trip to Berwick. And Delaware Valley, a great team win and a great way to start the night, as they made a presentation to Mrs. Richie Matz during the ceremony to honor the former Hazleton area head coach in naming the Fieldhouse. We are waiting for our cameraman to get away from the players, or now they're going to try to bring Coach Ulsimer all the way over. So we'll be a few minutes before we hear from Coach Ulsimer, but class act that Coach Ulsimer is. Got his team and his captains to make a presentation to Mrs. Matson. I thought that was quite the class act by Delaware Valley. Coach Ulsimer made our cameraman. Now we're waiting for Mike to get through the crowd. We are just about set. Let's head down to the field. Mike Sosar with winning head coach Keith Ulsimer.
Coach Ulsimer only allowed 7 points to the Cougars, including shutting them out in the first half. Valiant effort by the D, minus a few penalty miscues there.
Yeah, we were way too sloppy, too many mistakes, and for a veteran team like we are, we just a lot of silly mistakes. And these guys, you know, Hazleton's well prepared. Mike does a great job with these guys. Kids came out and they fought really hard, and they executed a game plan well. You know, they wanted to get the ball out of our hands and slow, long drives, and they did a great job with that.
And we'll talk offense and your senior leader, Celio, big night, well over 200 yards, 2 TDs, not to mention the contributions from the rest of the offense surrounding him as well.
Yeah, Zach's been doing some really special things for us. He's a guy, though, you expect some of that. He played a little bit as a sophomore. He played a ton. Obviously, he started for us last year, and he's just continuing to mature and take the steps that you would like in an older quarterback.
Coach, 5-1 now. You head back home. League game against Abington Heights next week.
Yeah, we'll get a chance to sit down and evaluate some things with the guys and talk to them about, some of the silly mistakes we made here and get better.
Coach Ulsimer, best of luck the rest of the season, and thanks so much again.
All right, thank you.
And as always, guys, Marty, you guys beat me to it. Even Coach beat me to it, but home game for Coach next week. Back upstairs.
Coach, everybody's happy that you're getting a home game next week at Crispin Field, but let's talk about Coach Ulsimer. We did see some sloppiness from his Delaware Valley team, but to me, I think they've got a stacked roster from 1 to 88, and you saw a lot of contributions from a lot of different players tonight, and they're going to be quite a team to reckon with once you get into inter-districts, and if they can get out of that, enter the state tournament.
I think one of the things that concerns Coach Ulsimer, not speaking for him, is the penalties. You need to clean that up as you go deeper into your schedule, and then the playoffs, things can get tough, and you don't want penalties to determine a game.
And there was also a couple opportunities there where we mentioned Hazleton area, but there were some times that Delaware Valley had some troubles with the exchange of the quarterback from center, and some bobbled snaps and bobbled footballs, and it just seemed like different portions Delaware Valley wasn't very crisp.
That's something you always have to work on, Marty. You can't take it for granted. You go to practice, you have to concentrate, do the little things they say. The big things will take care of themselves.
Joe, it's now time for the Arc Electric, the Wire Guys player of the game, and we went with, when it was a 0-0 game, Mark Callanan. And I believe this is the play. A one-handed grab down the field. Right there. What a catch. And it led to their first score that, ironically, he scored on the very next play on a quick slant. Callanan, 4 catches, 87 yards and a touchdown, but I thought he set the tone, and he made another circus catch to set up another score, as he was a big part of this Delaware Valley offense. He's our player of the game.
Mark Callanan made some good catches. Cilia made that last throw with a lot of pressure, Callahan had somebody right on him and made the catch.
Mark Callahan, our Arc Electric, the Wire Guys player of the game. As I mentioned, 4 catches, 87 yards, a touchdown. Zach Cilia, as Coach Olsenberg talked about, 12 of 17 passing, 174 yards, 2 touchdowns. Balcarcel, the running back, 11 carries, 128 yards, 2 touchdowns. Coming in late, Nick Barry, 2 carries, 97 yards, and a touchdown. Also, Preston Machado came in late, 4 carries, 77 yards, and a touchdown. For Hazleton area, some bright spots. Warner, 13 of 21, 187 yards, 2 interceptions, and a touchdown. We'll see how he is after taking that big hit on the second interception. Fisher, 7 catches, 99 yards, and a touchdown. Casadas, 4 catches, 70 yards. The penalties, 11 for 108 for Delaware Valley. Hazleton area had 1 for 5 yards. And Joe, your final thoughts after hearing all those numbers?
Warner, he was up and walking around. I think they were just hopefully taking a precaution. He is improving week after week for the Cougars. So they have a tough ball game next week. Berwick's going to become off a loss to Valley View. That game was a little more high scoring than I thought it would be, to be honest with you. But the Cougars are, they play hard. Coach Brennan is right. They really do play hard. They aren't a team you can say, let's just go out there and we can beat them. I don't think they're that type of football team. Hopefully Warner's all right for them to play next week.
And I will say this, the 34-point differential does not indicate how this game went. Hazleton area had a few opportunities in the scoring zone that they let slip away, and that was a difference between 34 or whatever they could have lost by making it a closer game.
And that's one of the things, obviously, they have to work on, because game after game, they give up scoring opportunities either by penalty or they have to work on that red zone offense.
We're now going to say goodnight. For our director, Barry J.S., for stats by Jim Burns, for Mike Sosar, Joe DeMelfi, I'm Marty Burns saying so long. Once again, the final score, Delaware Valley 41, Hazleton area 7. Join us next week for the Lehigh Valley Health Network Game of the Week, week number 7, taking us to Crispin Field in Berwick, as the Bulldogs will play host to the Hazleton area Cougars. We'll be on the air live next Friday night at 7 on WILN and statewide on PCN. But for now, good night from Hazleton. This has been a WILN Sports Special presentation.
Helping your dollars go further every day. Stay here for fantastic bargains. This is Penny's Classifieds from WILN TV.